everyone. Welcome to the 100th episode of the Soto Pop Podcast. Oh my god! I'm your host of Frozen Stratos, peeking a little bit. Here with me today we have...
Josh Kaiser.
Iwai! Zen tokusatsu no omocha ukiski. Jiku o koe kakuto mirai o shirashimasu. Toki no podcast. Sono namo Soto Pop masani dai 100 wa dearu.
That's Malunis. I don't... Where's the... Do we have subtitles? Is that a button we can click?
Subtitles on a podcast.
How do I change the language on this one? Hello? What? Let me try this one. Hold on. Let me switch the... Did that work? Try that again.
Guten Tag.
Oh no, that didn't
That's
work.
The wrong one.
We'll keep flipping through these, but guys, as I said, this is our 100th episode. I'm very excited. I can't believe... Why did we do 100 of these?
Man, maybe we should stop.
For posts like
Maybe
this
we should-
one.
That's true. Yeah. So we actually have quite a bit of news to get through this week. Least of which is the Kamen Rider Candy Toy blog that we typically go through. But before that, we do actually have some news coming out of some simps. We have some dates, some announcements, some Minipla, and then at the very, very end, we asked you to give us questions. We're always asking you stuff. Now you asked us stuff, and we'll talk about that. This might be a very long episode, just like episode 98. So let's just dive into it with Josh, who has the lowdown on some of the mecha stuff. Excuse me, Josh Kaiser.
Yes.
Who has the lowdown on some of the mecha stuff.
So, we have a little bit of news from the Shogoken modeling project. There we go.
Shogoken?
Something.
Is that a mix of like Shogoken
That's
and
what I said. Shokugan. There we go. Wow. All right.
Shogoken.
Tokiwa Shogo.
That is the new name of the senpai. But the news is that continuing off of Gao King from the Gaoranger stuff that they're doing, they will be doing Gao Muscle next, specifically Gao Muscle Striker, which is the combination where it's using the armadillo and the rhino legs. So, which makes sense because we're already getting the bison in the original Gao King, so it'd be kind of repetitive and everything. So, good choice there. But yeah, I mean, all we really have is the prototype models or whatever, where there's no paint or stickers or any of that stuff applied. So it looks fantastic, obviously, just like the original Gaokin did. I don't recall a release date for that, but I don't think the Gaokin is until almost the fall, so it's probably gonna be right towards the end of the year, if they did say anything about that. But yeah, there's not much to say. I mean, if you like Gao Muscle, the Gao the gorilla or the ape or whichever version this one is has the little bananas for him, which is really cool. I like that being included. But this is probably my favorite mecha from Gaoranger. So it's cool to see it happen. Not that I didn't think it wouldn't happen or anything, but yeah. So that is Gao Muscle Striker.
Wow.
It's hey, more than one. I'm not sure. Have they done more than one before?
Yeah.
Ranger and Kakuranger don't count.
I mean, Go-Go 5 was reasonably comprehensive.
Oh, right. I forgot they did more than one.
And they did announce at the top that they were going to be doing all the on-screen ones.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to note that I would watch a show all about Soul of Chogokin called Shogoken. And that's the last I'll be saying on that.
There's so many words, Corey.
Yeah. I use a lot of them. Yeah, I'm very excited about this this prototype. And I was saying this like in the initial reveal, but you know, I feel like we'll be steeped in Gaoranger for a while, so much so that like we probably won't be seeing outside of the Shoto Gaoranger set, we potentially won't be seeing new Shoto figures for a bit, since you know it coincides with the line they do.
They're already taking their time to show off the actual Shoto ones we know we're getting. Like they showed those like was that almost 2 months ago at this point, and we haven't seen like them in detail yet. So they might be waiting to release them in like maybe like at the middle point or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But
I mean, Shoto used to do it. Well, I don't want to say used to. We don't have quite a large sample size, but I remember it had mostly been like toward the ends of lines where they would get to.
I guess that's true.
The Shoto figures.
Sometimes even like after, because I mean like the Bioman set didn't come out until July, but all of its Super Minipla is out.
Yeah, but they started with Bio Hunter Silva that I have in hand right now.
Oh, is that what arrived today? Okay.
That's what arrived today. I didn't open it because I had to immediately jump onto here.
Right.
But I am excited to figure out what that's all about. So
it's probably about Bioman.
Probably. But yeah, that's exciting. Gao King and all its other iterations, Gao Muscle and whatever. Very exciting. Can't wait to see the Shoto figures, though.
Yeah. I wonder if maybe they'll wait to do the Shoto figures, since we know that the set's going to have silver. Maybe they're going to wait until they reveal Gao Hunter for that. Kind of like tie it together. That's Silver's mech, yeah.
Oh. I mean, I forgot if we floated the possibility of them doing a set of the 5 main ones and then a set of...
We did discuss that.
Him with the bike.
Yeah. We did discuss that idea.
Because I would like a bike. They have done bikes in Shoto as a whole before.
Oh, I mean, they've done bikes all the time in Shoto.
Yeah, so I would like to see something like that. I'm not expecting it, but Shoto would be the one to make the change.
For sure.
Yeah. Anyway, did we have anything more on this, or shall we hop into some Super Minipla? No, it was Minipla, just regular. No supers here.
I got nothing else to say on it, so.
All right, Josh, go ahead and tell us a little bit more about the Zenkaiger stuff coming.
Will do. So we do have our one picture of the third set of Zenkaiger Minipla, which will be out in June. So this month in May, there won't be any set coming out because there's nothing for them to do. So they will be releasing 2 Kaio as Minipla Set 3, which I'm sure comes as no surprise, just based off of everything, how they would all work. But they didn't, go into detail about how it's going to be all broken down and everything like that. I don't recall how many boxes it is if we know that. But it's usually 5 or 6 for these Minipla sets. So, but yeah, I mean, we just have the one picture of showing 2 Kaio Ricky and 2 Kaio Kuttner. So you'll be able to do the 2 different forms. And yeah, so that'll be out in June. And then I can't remember if we mentioned it before, but we do have confirmation that set 4 is happening in, I think, July for the third quarter stuff. But no pictures of that yet. So, but yeah, I mean, there's really not much to say about it. It's literally just one picture that they teased last night, or the other night. So
that's true. So, I am wondering, the individual mecha forms, those sort of scale with Yudo, right? Like we saw them side by side.
I mean, they wouldn't scale. Are you talking about the little SD bots, or?
No. Well, that's sort of what I'm getting at. Like, would those SD bots potentially scale with Yudo? Because the individual mecha for sets 1 and 2. I think those were around the same size as
Okay, yeah, I see where you're getting
right?
at.
Like, they showed them side by side. Yeah.
Perhaps. I mean, because they would be tiny. So, they form basically just like the head for Tukayo. So, yeah, that actually might be a decent comparison.
That's what I'm hoping
I never even thought about
It'd
that, but that'd be cool to put like next to Tukaiser's figure and stuff like that.
Right? Yeah. It'd be nice to have little familiars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say it kind of depends on what they do in the combination, because I would assume, just based on how Toei works, that those things would probably be... The deluxe toys are probably going to be whatever size they need to be to form the combination.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming the same will apply to Minipla.
A scenario like that, though, because I didn't even think about getting Yudo-scaled versions of them, is making me very curious as to what we could expect and see in Yudo 2. If we get that, I assume we will.
Oh, I know.
Because I really, really want to see a potential Yudo 2, because I'm going to get it. If it happens.
I'm going to say, based on the knowledge that I've accumulated from the way the budget works in Soto, I would assume hypothetically, if they made an armor set for Tukaiser for the other forms, I feel like there would be room to just toss in a little robot for both of them.
Right, I agree.
Potentially, yeah.
In fact, depending on the... I think it could work. They could cast one in red and one in blue, or whatever color the... what? The O-Ranger form might actually get affected by the color of the little robot, is what I'll say.
It's possible, but I feel like it would still work enough, because basically I'm perfectly... I mean, besides the kind of, like, color of the gold plastic, I really like how the Change Hero figure came out for his base form, but his other forms... they're just not very accurate, but that's just because of how they do the change with the whole figure.
Right.
So I want a Yudo set for that reason.
They could have changed. They could have changed head and used some of that Tokuger technology, where it's like the rotating number.
Yeah. That would have been cool.
I kinda.
I'm not saying it would look good. I'm saying that they could do it.
I mean,
I
agree. It would look a little weird.
I agree with that.
The helmet's very small too. I don't know how they would have necessarily done
that's
it.
True.
Yeah. But the idea is neat. But
yeah,
I can't remember at one point in the year we had that listing for Yudo 2 last year, because I remember discussing it because we had that listing for like Kirame Silver and Garza and stuff before they ever revealed any of that. So
was that so?
Yeah, because we got that from Ami last year.
Oh,
they put it up for pre-order.
I mean, what if they did pull a fast one this year and was like, "Hey, you guys like Yudo? This is all you're getting. Yudo 1. That's it. We're done till next year."
I mean, it's like our only chance to get Stay Caesar, and
I know. I agree.
Yeah,
but as much as Yudo gives, or as much as Soto gives, Yudo takes away.
Yudo never really gives much; it just kind of stops.
Well, you know what's happening is that Mr. D is there's a conspiracy here. Mr. D has just been kind of slowly sucking up all the Yudo budget.
Yeah,
that's why there's so much paint.
We sacrificed a whole line.
Maybe they're just waiting to see how the sales of Yudo do this month to go forward.
Yeah, I mean, I would be pretty scared too. Oh, that sort of leads me to something fun I did on the Twitter account. I don't know if you guys were able to. Yeah, I don't know if you guys were able to chime in, but
I did vote in our poll.
Sweet. So I did run up. That's no. I mean, I wanted a breadth of opinions.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering, what are people gonna want? So I put a poll together asking, hey, what are you going to be collecting? Are you going for Zenkaiger? Are you collecting the Yudo figures? Are you collecting the Change series figures? Or are you collecting both? And before I get into what went down, let's run through a few of the people who had chimed in. Super Blast X says, I'm doing DX and Yudo this year. Yudo, so they can scale with my Cure Major Yudo, and DX because it's DX. Which, wouldn't Yudo scale with DX? It's the same size, right?
Wait. Yudo and Deluxe?
Not, I mean, I'm sure he means change series.
It would scale with change series.
Yeah, unless he does actually mean DX, like he's only doing the DX line, and
it won't scale with that.
But yeah, that's true.
There's probably comparison shots out there.
Yeah, and then Dresden chimes in and says, for the Kikainoids, both, for Zenkaiger, whichever he finds cheaper on Mandarake. For 2 Kaiser, Impatience will probably get me to buy a change hero before the Yudo is announced. Might double dip just because of the form gimmick. So that mentality of buying the change hero before the Yudo is sort of what I was afraid of happening. Just because if one is available before the other, it kind of eats up the market for the one that comes out after.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie to where I think overall, for the Kikainoids, I think the Yudo does look better. But I ended up just going all change hero because I kind of just didn't feel like waiting, and also, honestly, the stickers. I just didn't want to deal with it.
But imagine what would happen had Yudo happened first. Would people be more willing to deal with the stickers as long as you had the first ones? Change hero would have been gone by the wayside, and it's not as expensive. Yudo's not as expensive as change series.
I mean, obviously, I probably would have gone with Yudo if change hero series didn't happen. But I think it's a problem to where change hero, even if it was after Yudo, would have been in the toy listings far before we would have gotten Yudo. So, we still would have known that something was happening or something was coming, even if we didn't know that it was going to be so similar in scale and build. But
that's true. Anyway, Blade Raider says, honestly, I don't care about the alt modes of the Kikainoids, but I do care about posing them, and Yudo has more options there. What I really want to see is Yudo 2 Kaiser. I see plenty of flaws in the change hero that Yudo could address, so that's a bit early to judge. Also, I doubt change hero will do Stay Caesar, but Yudo has a case to fill, and there's not enough 2 Kaiser to be the entire wave, even if every form is its own figure. That's another good thing I'm counting on.
Exclusivity.
And we've talked this to death on quite a few episodes. So yeah, we're definitely in agreement there. Lastly, before I get into the actual results of the poll, Josie says, Yudo is cheaper, has more detail all around, extra hand options, and likely has better articulation too. It's awesome that there's an alternate line that can transform, but Yudo is the best option for the Zenkaigers as action figures. Helps that you don't have to buy them one by one and can just buy the full team in one purchase too. I agree.
Yeah.
It does put them all together in one spot for US collectors or overseas collectors, but in Japan they don't quite have that. So they might need to do a bit more tracking.
They do have the way that they're sold though is that they will just like the case assortment boxes we get. Those are they just rip them open and just put them on the shelf as is. So you do get them all together.
Yeah.
Well, that's if some kid doesn't come by and say like, "Ooh, I want."
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah.
That's the thing. They have to contend with.
Yeah, it's the same thing as like
the market where.
It's the same thing as like the rows of figures on the pins or whatever. It's like it's not just going to be one box set out there; it's going to be several boxes. But still,
okay, yeah. That's fair. But but these are made for like market stuff, and this is just me seeing it where I've seen it. Whenever I go to a market that by some miracle has Soto or an equivalent, it's usually just one case, and if someone is picked through it, you're SOL on everything else. So there's that potential for other people.
You just reminded me of an example of that with Transformers, where it's like that. What was it? I think it was Flywheels, the robot that's two separate vehicles that were sold separately. I had one time just come across one of them on the shelf alone. It's like, who's the smart guy who picked this up? Who's the wise guy that did that?
Unless they only put one of them out. Like there was a whole case out and they only had room for one more, so they just went, and that's
fair. But also, it's funnier to think that someone just went home and opened up the Transformer and it's just legs.
That would suck so much. But hey, you guys put in poll information, and I will say there is bias to this poll because this was posted on a Candy Toy centric account. We only have a sample size of 49 votes. So this is not scientific at all. This is a small sample size with a potentially biased population. But Change Series got 24%. Buying both of them together got 31%, and Yudo got 45%.
Objectively the best choice. Moving on.
I mean, they're all pretty close, actually.
Yeah, that's
45 to 24 in favor of Yudo.
Those are pretty well distributed.
Yeah. I'm just surprised by the Yudo support here.
Yeah.
And like I said, this went up on a Candy Toy centric account, and I don't know that it permeated the larger Tokyo sphere.
It's gotta be the fact that everyone gets a gear leaner. That's the selling point.
That might be it.
The open hands.
That's a really good selling point. Option hands to me aren't. I'm starting to not like those as much, if I'm honest.
Oh.
They're quite a mess to keep a hold of.
I'm honestly
gonna
get that.
Don't get me wrong.
I'm gonna get that. Try to track down just the accessories box, just because I want the shield for Jiran.
I mean, while you're at it, track down a whole box.
Okay.
Anyway, that was a little snippet into what you guys were thinking on that. So yeah, that was a fun and interesting time. And the reason the Yudo figures came up is because we did actually get a release date for them. So next month, we actually have, we are in this month now. This month, we are getting a hefty amount of items. Let me bring up the calendar, but we are getting quite a few things, and I do want to run through them real quick, just so that you guys know what's going to be sapping your wallets this month.
I mean, one thing just came out, didn't it?
No.
Because I saw people on Twitter with Book 7.
Yeah,
Book 7 is supposed to come out on the 3rd.
Right.
I mean, that's Monday.
So they must have broken street dates. So
it always pops up a little early.
It does. Yeah. I'm excited for that. So that one's on the 3rd.
By the way, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but speaking of that, because I saw people with it, and they were posting like the before and after sticker shots. Mm-hmm. And I know that we talked about how bad the stickers on Metsubo Jinrai are, but oh man, that did you guys see it?
I didn't see it. No.
Okay, yeah, I'll put the picture in the chat.
Yeah, there's a Twitter thread for that.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Where someone just does the before and after for all the figures. That's I predict, like it's usually been with Soto last half a year. I will probably still have one or two figures left in the box for a little while, and one of them's going to be Metsubo Jinrai.
That's fair.
That's like,
but hey,
the sticker stream has been good for that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what that's for. That is exactly what that's for. Also, shodo-x Kamen Rider 12. We have a release date for that now. It is coming out on the 17th of this month. I cannot wait because it has build. It has the cross.
Great cross too.
Great. And hazard bodies.
Yeah.
So very excited.
We don't really have any concrete information about the next wave. I know that there was a rumor going around that Z-Cross would be in the next wave, but I think that's purely speculation at the moment.
Oh, what?
It was something.
Where'd those rumors come from?
I don't know. It was linked in our Discord some time ago, but it was the reason it looked a little bit sus is because it had like a modern rider, I think, and then a show rider, and then 2 bikes. So it's like, that seems odd. More than 1 bike.
Huh.
So
I also did not know that Candy Toy had leaks.
I would not say that this is a leak. This looked very much like a fake rumor.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying, is that there's a rumor about that, but nothing confirmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what we can confirm...
Oh, I found it. It was supposed to be shodo-x Kamen Rider 13, Z-Cross, Sky Rider, and then both their bikes.
Didn't we recently get Z-Cross already? Or was that Versus?
That was Versus. I know it exists. I got the figure, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So... This would just be...
Oh, man, we're going back to Showa.
This is not confirmed, is the thing.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah,
what is confirmed, though, is Zenkaiger Yudo coming out on the 24th. Mm-hmm. And then, lastly, we have Soto Chronicle Gaim 3 coming out on the 31st. So, right at the end. Very excited. The things that we do not have confirmation on yet are the premium items, which are the Ultraman Zet, Chant My Name box set, coming with Zet in, I think, his original form.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Big Turkey Friend and Honk Honk Boy. So
their official names,
yeah, it's a good. Yeah, the official names, yeah. Only the official names here. It's a good set. And Sarami Uo is going to be next month as well.
I always kind of go back and forth on this because I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure you don't find the release dates for Premium Bandai until maybe the last moment. But also, it's usually like it feels like it's usually at the end of the month. I guess it depends on when it ships out.
That's usually pretty accurate.
I mean, then again, what is it? I got Shoto Super Biohunter Silva separately from the Blade sets. Mm-hmm. Those didn't all happen at the same time, so it must be toward the end, but not like all at once. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, that's awesome. I think that's it for everything but our main blog, right?
I believe so.
Kai.
Dude, oh my god, we've been talking about this for what feels like months. Now that it's finally here. Speaking for myself, we've been talking about how it's never going to happen.
Well, it's like,
yeah.
Okay, so when I saw the blog, thumbnail, I'm like, oh, they're finally doing the arm. That's good. Oh.
Yeah, book 8. Yeah, that checks out. I knew that would happen eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought
the arm
we were going to get the arm as, like, one of those... Honestly, I was expecting it a little bit later at this point, as one of those, like, oh, well, we forgot. Here it is. Or we just couldn't fit it in somewhere.
You know, I can't remember if I said it here, but, like, one of my theories was that we would see it towards the end, and they would say something like, "We were really trying to gear towards a big robo, but we just couldn't do it. We're sorry. We're putting this in the main line now."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like that was a holdout, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, anything we speculated on, I don't know that it was this.
Yeah?
And this is
well,
just... But what this is just typical.
Too big.
Yeah.
that was the first thing. It's like, point one, it's too big.
Yeah, like, okay, so this has sapped so much budget, the arm and weapon itself, for, what is this, Saber Dragon Arthur.
Yeah.
The new parts have sapped so much stuff that the legs and, like, part of his torso became stickers.
Oh. I didn't even see that part.
Yeah.
I mean...
Oh.
Yeah, so that's what they were saying, that, like, oh yeah, it is. But I'm fine with it, because obviously we have this already. Even Josh has this. The base saber.
Oh yeah, I do have this.
Yeah. And genuinely, I was thinking of buying up an extra saber to throw together and put onto a GO, and this, an extra base saber. I don't know. Are there enough parts between all of them to create like a really clean Saber Arthur? Maybe not. I don't know. Either way, this is exciting. This is very exciting. We got Big Sword Big. And on top of that, we have new option parts for the hands. We have a pointy, jabby, stabby hand.
Yeah.
For both the Arthur half, or Arthur third, R third, and the Dragon third. So that looks good.
The what now?
He's divided into thirds. There is the Dragon third,
I see
the Blank third, and the R third.
Okay. I get it. Yeah. I get you.
Yeah, that's math. It looks great. And I think this is something that even Gaim Soto doesn't even have, like the straight pointed out hand. So that's fun. It seems that the straight pointed out hand will not allow you to have the butt of the Arthur sword involved, but I have a feeling you might be able to finagle Saber's butt in there. Sword butt. Never mind. Kept making it worse.
Kai was butt. Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, these look great. The other thing that looks really great is the entirety of Arthur here.
The King of
real.
Arthur.
Yeah.
Can't believe that they're doing it.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth saying right up front, this was a result of an overwhelming amount of responses to the surveys. Fill those out.
Yeah, absolutely fill those out. That's what this is all about.
You know what? I think we can almost rest assured if a lot of us want a specific thing like this, we can kind of count on the surveys to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because apparently everything that we've been saying, hey, it'd be cool if they could do that, but I don't think it's going to happen, that seems to always make it into Soto. Except Izu. Except Izu. That's the one thing that I wanted.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. And Aqua.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah. Man, even Kashin is coming back. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Oh, you saw it. Okay.
Oh, God. Oh, screw that guy. This is huge. This is the biggest mecha they've done before.
It's huge in both actual size and in accomplishment.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like...
We'll get into the details later, but this is 27 centimeters high.
10 inches.
Dwarfs even... Oh, 10 inches? Perfect.
Dang, that's crazy for... wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's the biggest.
Yeah. Yeah. It's...
Too big.
It's so big that it inflated the box. Now, this is a big point of contention, and I said something slightly incorrect as speculation in my Twitter thread, so I did want to amend that.
What did you do?
You are fired.
Yeah,
you're gonna fire me, huh? Let's see how this channel runs.
A little bit of context, because that was like a callback. Before we were recording, Corey just messaged us in our little chat here, just saying help, and then I opened up and just immediately went, Corey, what did you do?
So what I had done was I looked at this and I was like, oh, interesting. They blanked out the part where they show the title of this. And I had seen earlier, and this is spoilers for potential Saber crossing over with stuff. So do be warned. 3, 2, 1. It turns out that Saber is crossing over with Ghost, and I thought to myself, ooh, interesting. I wonder if they're not showing that because Saber might include Ghost in its main line, not even thinking that this is a completely separate line. That was my fault.
Of all the speculation you could toss out there, I wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah, neither was I. I mean, clearly,
really?
They're going to be throwing in the Blade from Decade in this set. So.
But no, like, obviously, with the evidence that we see later, it seems like this might be its own set, because how would this even work budget-wise into the main line?
I mean, I always assumed that no matter how big they would do the robot or whatever, it would be our EX mechanics-like set.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
or
the part where
8.5 or whatever.
Yeah, like you said, they specifically blurred out the part of the box where it says the wave name, so it's like, oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even the number
of the item.
The top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So
and also, I guess worth noting, throughout this blog, in my opinion, there is nothing there directly saying, also the mecha is in Wave 8. They say something like this is a review of Wave 8, but they don't say the mecha is in Wave 8. That's my thing.
Let me chime in here with a tiny bit of my own speculation. This could just be complete nonsense, but also spoilers with the magazine scans. I mean, Corey, you already know this anyway. We mentioned it briefly. With Kashin coming back as Kamen Rider Solomon. Right. Solomon does use a repainted version of this sword. And we haven't seen if it will become a robot again. It doesn't make sense for it to. But if it did, it would be easy for them to just repaint it and do the two of them as a set together.
Or throw one on Premium Bandai and let it fail.
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
I mean,
sink that ship real quick.
Corey, you say that. Do you really think they're going to sell these side by side? They're going to sell this one first and see how it does.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I don't even think Solomon's is going to turn into a robot. It technically should have the capability to.
Yeah.
Well, toy wise,
hard to ignore.
In world, I could see why it wouldn't, but
it's like, well, okay, two things. One, if they do go the robot route, I said this on the streets. If you do not call it Solomon Grande, then you are doing everything incorrectly. There is no other reason you should be putting a large version of this out for a dude named Solomon, if not to have it named Solomon Grande.
You know what? I would love any sort of Toku thing that has Grande in the name.
That's right. Yeah, dude, Soto Ariana Grande. Give me that. Give me Soto Victorious.
That's why they blocked the name out. That's the crossover.
Cool.
Yeah, this is actually book 7 Rings. Is that what that?
I did not, Corey. I don't know if you saw this. Did they say anything to the effect of more details to come?
I didn't see it, but I assume, why else would they be hiding it?
My assumption was that The reason they haven't said anything yet is because Gat Tracker might be in there, and they're waiting to finish that up.
That's true.
Could be.
I'm hoping it's the Gat Tracker as well.
To be honest, that's probably the most likely thing.
I was about to say, otherwise, what the hell are they waiting for?
Right.
Yeah.
More shimmies?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what everyone wants.
Well...
Disaster.
To say no to more shimmies.
Ooh, Disaster would be cool.
That wouldn't go in an EX set. Stop.
Yeah,
I know, but he'd be cool, though.
I'm making references to the Kashin situation in Ride Plus 2.
Fair.
But
Kashin went
and
from... He went from taking a spot we were hoping would go to a rider to becoming a rider suit.
Oh my god.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. Kashin went on to do better things. I'm interested to see how that figure turns out, because they have to redo the neck, probably.
At least
no, they have to redo the whole thing.
When they do the figure, it will give them the blood.
Nope, it's going to have to say close, Corey. Sorry.
Or the Keen Durian Arms cape.
No. I can see the blog post now that said, hey, you might be thinking that, we reused the Kashin mold, but it turns out there are so many improvements we needed to make to this thing, as well as the cape is the mounting point of the cape is very different on Kashin than it is on gross looking Kashin, that we had to make a change.
Oh yeah, I think they're going to use a new mold.
You know what? You make good points. I just remembered the ball jointed hands are one thing. Also, they can use what they figured out with Espada with the cloak.
Yes,
and then use it again for Brock.
Cool. Wait, yeah. So, Josh, you were saying it took some blood dude Gaim thing?
Yeah, it was the Keen Durian Arms cape from the Gaiden.
Oh.
So doesn't that mount on the back mostly?
Yeah, it mounts kind of strangely. There's a weird gap to it. It mounts on either shoulder, but there's I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain it, but.
So more of a caliber situation where it has two mounting points on the back and it dips into the... Okay.
But also speaking of caliber, the helmets is just a repaint of Jao Dragons. Yeah. That's easy enough. But...
Which, I definitely see them saying, we could have reused this mold, but it was, part of a different mold. There were too many disparate parts, so we had to make another one.
They do definitely have to remold Kashin to give him a belt.
True.
There's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
funny.
So much so that
there's going to be more work done to make this soda figure work than the suit took.
I was about to say, it's a fixer-upper.
The material they used for that suit does not work. It doesn't look good.
The suit is so...
It looks so foamy.
The suit is so thrown together that I just can't help but love it. It's a mess.
Oh, God.
It's a mess.
It looks like garbage. This is your main villain, which I'm not surprised, especially with what we've seen out of him so far. Trash begets trash.
The helmet's the best part. They definitely did a really good job, I think, with the repaint of the helmet. But
helmet looks good.
It's hilarious because I did not notice at all that it was Kashin, and then someone pointed it out, and I was like, "Oh, you've got to be kidding me!" It is.
Yeah,
but
repaint a better suit. Find a better suit to get. That is not the one.
So, at least with the new Saber Ghost form, they just repainted part of Ghost's suit and put it onto him. So.
That looks so strange. We'll talk about that afterward in the speculation portion, because I do have thoughts. But
I do too.
Moving back into this,
Dekai.
It is too movable for a big deal.
It sure is a big deal.
Yeah, it absolutely is. The legs have a lot of range of motion, so much so that you have to click down the side skirt. They give you an extra peg hole there to move the side skirt down and give you extra range of motion for kicks. And also, so it says they are putting the drawer joints into this as well, but I feel like this is a more traditional butterfly joint than it is the drawer joint that they had made.
It's semantics. It's doing the same job, I guess.
I'd say it's doing a better job.
I think
just because of how much extra range of motion you can get out of it.
I want to say it's around this point in this post that they also make this mention of how it's similar to something they did with Breaking Mammoth or something. There's a point where they mention Breaking Mammoth, and the reason I bring that up is because it makes mention that Breaking Mammoth apparently was popular, so that's good news.
That was weird. I remember that later on, so we'll get there. But yeah, another point that they wanted to hit was that this thing, there is no meat removal, or barely any meat removal, and it is commendable. Taking a look at the back of this thing compared to the Tide Magines, day and night.
Oh, absolutely. Pretty incredible what only 2 years of development did.
Yeah,
I know.
The thing that I liked in this post later on is when he says at the end of the story, I want to eradicate meat removal.
I appreciate that. And another thing Soto's really good at doing is playing into some play patterns, because the sword that he carries, that Arthur carries, Saber can actually wield it. If you have played with Legion class Transformers and regular size Transformers recently, you'll know that they do this thing where regular size Transformers have 5mm pegs, but the smaller guys have 3mm pegs. So for the little guys, we'll give them weapons that have 5mm pegs and a 3mm peg sticking out beneath it, so that both can use it, and that is basically what they've done here. Nice. It looks good.
They did the right thing where they had him holding the Recadizanto alongside this.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
For sure.
Which they did want to mention. You will see in certain Lobo of 150 Moth Balustrade.
I do see it.
Yeah.
The big sword is...
They also go on to say...
The big sword is romantic, isn't it?
That I didn't even see. But if you don't have support, your joints will definitely be worn out. Never pose it like this. Never decorate in this state.
I just saw that
Which,
too.
actually, never decorate in this state is fantastic.
That's pretty good.
Go to your neighbors and write a fake letter from the HOA saying never decorate in this state.
That'll show them for putting up better Christmas decorations than yours.
That's right, yeah. Screw your Christmas. Hey. It looks good. And also sort of points out one of the major issues of this release, because they put they put Saber in front with the form, and then right behind it we have the sword that Arthur wields, to emulate the show. But in the actual show, it's the entirety of the mecha that turned into a sword that should be behind him. But it does not appear that Arthur is transformable.
Right, okay. That's fair. There's a deluxe toy that's probably about the same size as this.
It's probably
I agree.
close.
I agree. Yeah. I wouldn't put it past him. So just keep that in mind if that's something you are looking forward to. It may not be capable. But what it is capable of doing, and they made a big point to make sure this was a thing.
Too big.
You can turn Saber into Saber.
Ah.
It's interesting. I mean, it works how they do it, but I always thought whenever they would get around to, if they ever got around to doing this version, that they would have something where you can pull the sword out of his head, since that is possible in the figure, and like replace it. But that's not what they did.
No,
again,
it's not. You're right.
Another thing that was pulled from this blog, it might have been when he was holding the two swords. Saber can hold a sword for some reason. I just like that wording.
Oh. But yeah, I hesitate to say that this looks great. This looks accurate.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's doing what it's supposed to.
It absolutely is.
I mean, you can recreate that one time that he did it, and then
the one time,
the one time where
once we joke that things only happen one time, but it really did only happen once. They spent money on the CG model and used it once.
They sold a toy where that was a feature.
I was about to say, they spent money on the CGI and blew their budget.
That's true. I was hoping that somehow moving to Unreal Engine would mean that they would, go into the fantasy world more often. Yeah.
I mean,
I thought they would use the bikes more too, and that just didn't happen.
I feel like they have... Again, I have not watched any 2021, so I don't know for sure, but... what I saw of the show, it seemed like they did keep coming back to CGI backgrounds, like the Tassel.
What they have been doing is filming their main villains on a green screen and importing a PNG of their typical background in. And every other episode, it's the PNG or they're on the set.
Hey, at least
PNG
it looks better,
or they're on the set.
In my opinion, to the ice world from Zenkaiger.
The which one?
The ice effect.
The ice.
Yeah.
I agree.
To be fair, I think as of right now, I seem to remember being told by friends in Japan that they're in their next state of emergency right now, so filming
is
difficult.
Wait, next stage is in ramped up?
I mean, they are in a state of emergency again. Yeah, so that's probably explaining a lot of the filming decisions.
That and potentially why we had a delay in the blog for a week.
That's true.
Maybe.
Like I've been saying, we've had a lot of delays that I think can be attributed to COVID.
Yeah. For sure.
So,
Man, this thing looks really good. It's so big.
Yeah.
Picks up Vulcan.
We'll get there. There.
Okay.
Something they wanted to talk about in between for whatever reason, which I feel like this could have been at the end, but they have a bit of a story on like the development of this, because they were looking at their previous releases and trying to figure out what to do, and this is before they knew what King of Arthur would do. Tide Machines, that was okay on the range of motion, large size, and had a bunch of meat removal. Breaking Mammoth, the range of motion pretty high, size really low, and it didn't have too much meat removal. They wanted to see which of the extremes that this release was going to take, and the deciding factor for what this was going to do and be, like this figure, was that its whole gimmick was that it held a saber in your hand. So automatically, like, instead of deciding to sacrifice anything, they said, well, it has to be big, right? Because it has to hold saber. But and this is where your bit came in. But it turns out that the Mammoth was pretty popular for having a large range of motion, and we got rid of the meat removal on that one. So instead of diving into one of the extremes, they said, no, we are doing the tallest one we have ever done. We are doing the most articulated one we have ever done. And we are getting rid of basically all of the meat removal. It feels like there is no compromise here.
Ooh.
They said, they looked at their stuff and said, wow, instead of, these potentially may not have done well. Should we scale these back? No. Let's make them better on every single front.
Ooh. I keep saying, kind of as a joke, initially, you can't predict Soto. It keeps becoming more and more real, because this was one where... This is one where we were, I want to say all three of us were in agreement of, no, based on how these sold, the fact that they had to scale down last year, obviously there's a possibility we're not even going to get this one.
Oh, it seemed like I really didn't think it was going to happen at all.
It was fully logical and based on actual facts. And then they were just like, fuck you, we're making it.
Yeah,
I mean, like, at this
Soto
point
decided
in time,
to defy all logic.
Yeah, like, I had really thought that just, we get the arm because it's a form, and then the robot, they were just gonna go, the deluxe is out there. But no, that's not what they did. And I'm impressed.
And I've got to give them mad props for this thing. And I'm not even mad that it doesn't transform. There is no part of me that is complaining that this thing doesn't transform.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was never going to expect it to turn into the sword or anything. So.
I mean, it tracks with the previous ones. They had alternate modes, but I would say, I don't know. I haven't looked at the transformation in a while, but I'm going to say maybe it was a little bit more involved. Comparatively?
I don't know. I don't remember.
But regardless.
But hey, speaking of involved, they wanted to make this one of the, they wanted to involve as many characters into this as possible and make this as fun as possible, since this is one of the biggest and best mechs that they have ever done.
Yeah.
And what that means is that, hey, you can take the, I guess the waste piece that you would plug into the back, and plug it into a bunch of other people, so that they can be held by this big robot. There's even an adapter piece, like a new adapter piece, because apparently some figures aren't compatible with this, or aren't compatible enough with the strut in the back.
I was about to say, I'm assuming that it's just to account for whatever kind of belt design some of the figures have.
Potentially.
It's a 3mm peg, so that's the only reason I can think of.
True.
No, it's weird, because all of them, you're right, all of them are and should be 3mm pegs, and I don't know, because they said, to explain in detail, it is necessary to sandwich these waist joints in order to have various movements, and then asterisk, not all movements are supported.
Huh. I was about to say, maybe the peg hole is a different size, but I can't really tell.
I can't either. I don't know.
Regardless, they're thinking ahead.
They are, thinking ahead, thinking backward. But yeah, and then at the end of this, they say this book 8 will be released in June. Stay tuned.
Thanks for not clarifying.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. Let's see.
What is that?
Yes, book 7 is out. I don't think there was anything too interesting in here outside of fill out the surveys.
Yeah, it's basically just the rundown of the figures included, also option stickers for Zaya.
You're right.
Yep.
And they did say that next week is book 8. It's not going to be a switch up and then they're going to do like shodo-x or whatever. It's going to be book 8. They could do shodo-x. We don't know.
I assume maybe we'll get Blades' form next or something like that.
I hope so.
Or Stabila and Durandal finally. Then too.
Maybe. I I wonder how many Saber figures are actually going to show up in book 8. Are we? So
That's
so
true.
this is my question now, because the Ghost special has floated this in my head. The Decade Geo special has floated this idea into my head.
I was about to say, it's something interesting that came up in our Discord that I think is worth saying now that we're getting to the speculation. So, you have Decade and Geo that made it in. Yes, I don't know if those two shows shared any head writers. I don't think they did. But
they shared craziness and nonsense.
I mean,
so
they're also connected in that they were both crossover shows. But check this out.
Yeah.
The thing, the President special, that seems like it's just another goofy April Fool's thing. Same head writer for both shows.
That's true.
Saber and Ghost crossover. Same writer for both shows, as well as like directors and producers. So this seems like it might be a thing that Soda is gonna account for. Maybe.
There's also
at least the Saber Ghost form. Obviously, I would think would obviously show
You know
up,
what?
But most importantly, we have a Saber mold, or we have a Ghost mold already ready for mainline Soda, not Chronicle, mainline.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Just throwing it out there. I mean, they would probably do a new mold for it based on what they do, but this new Saber form is kind of like if Saber got Grateful Damashi. And we see in the trailer for the special, not only will Ghost use Ore Damashi, but he'll also be using Grateful Damashi, which they've already started to make a Soda version of during Gia. So I wonder if maybe you have to do more, you have to finish it, and knowing how Soda is, they probably just start from scratch anyway.
So,
but
Corey,
maybe that.
Corey before brought up the possibility of seeing Ghost in the main line. And I was immediately like, that's funny. But also, while we were recording, and I was seeing that observation in our Discord of shared writers with all these specials, and the fact that we've been getting Soda representation for things from those specials, I'm like, I could see Ghost showing up.
It could happen.
Yeah.
I can. Unfortunately, because the thing that I brought up with this crossover announcement was like, it's very funny that this is happening, considering I've been saying it'd be neat for Chronicle to do Ghost, but he's not even on the list of popular writers. But
now, also, do we think there is a slight possibility that this form won't make it to Saber mainline, and will have to come out like as a magazine packet or something like that?
Be weird because it's not a magazine special. But I see where you're going.
It would be weird. It would be weird.
But having said all that, now I'm kind of mixing it together where I'm like, no, I could see this not making it into Chronicle, but maybe making it into the retail line just because maybe Ghost isn't worth it. It's like it's bittersweet because it's like, sorry Ghost, you're not worth doing a Chronicle line for, but we're putting you in the retail line. You're a featured.
Like sometimes you need a reminder, like today, that Soto is capable of like some of the most impossible things.
Oh, absolutely.
And Ghost showing up and Soto always capitalizing on this new stuff cropping up, it can't be a
I mean, I'll say it. I don't know if
it has to happen.
I'll say it right here that ever since the weekend, or the 2 weekends or however that panned out, where we got Decade complete, and then the Rekka Daizanto, Soto could do anything.
Yeah.
He can do anything.
I'm one over to your side, Corey. I'm saying we're getting Ghost.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You and I were both staunchly in the camp of you were Ghost Soto Chronicle, definitely, and I was like, I don't know, man, Ghost Shodo, I mean, definitely. And now it's like, oh, Ghost Soto mainly, of course. Why wouldn't they?
Yes. I mean, I think it just really depends on, what we have looking like with the remaining slots. Because, 0-1, unless they do Realize and Hopper, probably won't show up again in Saber.
I'm gonna say
I need realizing.
you know what?
No, I need it too. I'm just saying, like,
it
won't be taking up too many more slots.
Okay.
In Saber's line.
Real quick. What do we have left for 01 at this point, aside from the next VCNX thing, which will definitely be the next series?
Oh yeah, we just have.
Oh, and by the way, this is a potential spoiler portion for REALxTime and Metsubo Jinrai.
Well, we know that those already exist. We're past.
Well, they already took care of those.
Yes. We're already.
No.
I see.
We don't have 02 Izu.
Right.
Well, yeah,
okay.
I know that, but
yeah.
when you said Metsubo Jinrai and the President Special, Soda's already got those covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw a wide blanket of
Let me get to what I was trying to get to when I was asking that question.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is they haven't really said, hey, we're done with 01 for Saber or something.
True.
But I guess they they would wait until they got to Vulcan and Valkyrie to say we're done with 01.
Yeah.
But still. That we have not gotten any sign that they are done.
Yeah, I mean, besides Realizing Hopper and Izu 02, I really don't see any other 01 representation, unless they randomly decide to do like that one form of the Dodo Magia that we didn't get last time.
Oh right,
or something.
right.
Oh yeah,
Ikazuchi belt.
That too. So there always is like the few little random things that they could throw in there,
but they did their.
I think for the most part,
unfortunately, the ship sailed for those. I think because they already did their accessory set.
They've done many accessory sets for 01.
The sign, yeah.
True, but we ended up getting a final Another Rider in 01. And we thought, oh, they're done with Another Riders. Another Riders, they're done for.
That's true. I mean,
nope.
I mean, Another 02 made sense, but Another Decade definitely was surprising for that.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, Another Decade was a very important figure in the show, and that's the justification they gave.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think any of the Dodo anything, be it Ikazuchi or whatever, I don't know that they have the star power to do it, but I
mean,
I'm not taking it off the table.
Right, the character of Little Assassin is very popular.
That's true.
Ikazuchi, I've heard people say that that one became their favorite. Unfortunately, there's no figure arts of Ikazuchi yet, so
yeah,
get the Soto figure.
Well, I'm just saying, like, figure arts would be like the place to see like what's really really popular. Soto does everything. It's kind of hard to gauge.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, it's where the unpopular becomes popular.
But
Scissors wave.
But just get back to what we were saying. Right now, I'm still saying that the female 02 and Realizing Hopper are kind of like those are possibilities, but I'm not saying that that's necessarily on their to-do list. Those are things that they could explore if they got time for it.
They're definitely not something that I think is guaranteed, unlike the Vulcan and Valkyrie forms. So you could
feasibly just like recreate those using existing figures.
Well, honestly, technically, we already all have Realizing Hopper.
That's what I mean.
As just Rising Hopper.
That's what I mean. You technically already have it in your collection.
Right. It wouldn't be that big of a deal if they didn't do those, but I guess the only thing you don't have
the sticker.
Yeah.
So, but I
also need them to make them blue.
It would also be cool to get like the Izu pose hands for 02. But
yeah, Thingiverse.
But yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends on, because it's hard to gauge, like, how many Saber figures do we have left. I'm still expecting a last minute, although at this point I don't really expect it to the last set, but I'm still expecting them to be like, hey, we actually are going to make all those different heads, and here they are.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's got to be.
Oh yeah, they basically said it was coming.
Well, they didn't say it was coming.
I mean, they said
we're working.
Yeah, they said they were working on it, and they want approval from the higher
Oh,
ups.
The only thing-
So it's up to them.
The only thing that they said was coming that we still don't have is the other two,
Yeah.
3 little pig shields.
Yes.
Which
and
kind of surprising those haven't popped up at this point.
And don't forget, we are missing the gun form for Slash's sword.
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
They said that they're doing that one, didn't they?
They did, yeah. Just be patient.
I forgot.
is
I
what
completely
they
forgot
said.
about that. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting because I feel like we have a lot of slots left
Mm-hmm.
because we do. We have like 2 entire sets plus the rest of 8 at least. But then Saber also has a
Right.
lot to finish.
COVID
so it's
really
like-
shook things up, but even now, I'm like, I think back to with Geo, I was like, are they going to be able to fit everything that's left? And then they managed to do it, and maybe a little bit more.
I mean, the great thing with Soto
But-
is
but-
not even just.
But then when they got to 0-1, I was like, no, they made it work with Geo. I'm sure they'll be fine. So here I'm just
right.
yeah, they got this.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
great because, like, no matter how much time or slots we have left, obviously, if they need to, they'll just carry over to the next show. But even so, they're usually pretty good at being quite close to done by the end of the actual mainline series.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
they're good with that.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big post.
Yeah, I mean, what a toy line, right?
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Too big.
yeah. Like, I'm always. It's always such a rewarding experience to be a part of to buy into Soto, to read about it every week.
It really is.
I think
it's just something that's always so much fun.
I think it's safe to say, Corey, you have said before, you are just a fan of Soto, not necessarily the shows attached to it. I think
Yes.
for 2021 so far, I've kind of been the same way because it's like when people are in other voice chats are like, okay, so is everyone caught up on Saber because they wanted to make a comment on it? And I'll say, I haven't been watching, but I've been collecting figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
You get the idea of enjoying the toy. Like, this is such a good toy.
It's also
yeah, I mean, like,
I would say.
I'm laughably behind too, but like I just love the Saber suits, so I love seeing them get figures.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, for me,
Yeah.
I got into it with Geo partially because it was just a convenient starting point, because I wasn't collecting Soda beforehand. But also because
To say Geo is convenient is a very generous
it was
the days of the armored
interpretation.
at that point, in retrospect, but just at the time, it was like, oh yeah, this is like the big anniversary show, so there's going to be a little bit of a reference to every show, and also I got interested in Soto during build, so most of the build had already been done. But if I get on Geo now, I'll be at the ground floor. Anyway, all that to say, I enjoy Geo's designs well enough. I really like 0-1 and Saber's designs, so that's also been part of why I'm collecting those.
I've been looking at past Soto stuff on Mandarake and everything because I've always intended on trying to backtrack and get everything one day.
Same.
Yeah.
It's hilarious to me how like cheap those sets like Ride 3 and 4 where there were a lot of the Legend Rider armors are. On I saw on Mandarake the complete box of set 3 for 800 yen.
I was about to say,
Oh my
I feel
God.
like it was on Ami, like they sometimes sell used stuff. I think it was Wave 2 of Geo that was going for like a few bucks.
Damn.
And there was someone in our Discord. I'm going to grab the name because it's alphabetical and it starts with an A. At Astro Space Kid, when they first joined the Discord, they mentioned that when they got into Soto, for Geo, they just bought up a bunch of copies of that one wave. Just to get all the bodies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I gotta get the like 800 yen set soon. I just haven't yet. But...
Nice. Also, what you just did, Malunis, is another one of my favorite aspects about Shodo, not just as a toy line, but a community. Mm-hmm. It's because we kind of are able to recognize names of a lot of the people who enjoy this line as well.
Yeah.
We are smaller, but that means,
quality.
We can talk to people,
It's always fun because like Shodo, like it's not as big as a lot of the other things in the Toku community. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's one of those things where it's like, if you know about it, you know about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You had to be there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this, oh man, there are just so many reasons to love this line. I don't know, man. I don't see how people can't see this.
They will.
But I'm so glad I do see it, and I'm so glad that the people who do see it, a lot of them are here and are like nice.
Yeah.
I have not run into a terrible Shodo fan.
That's true.
That's a good sentiment to have for episode 100.
It is.
Absolutely. Getting a little nostalgic. Yeah, this is some good stuff.
Speaking of celebrating episode 100, we got some questions.
Yeah,
we do. All right. How did we want to tackle them? Did we each want to tackle a question within a post, or like?
I'm gonna just start us off here, and then we'll see what happens.
Sure. Sure.
Peacemaker 2448. First question: what property, movies, TVs, games, etc., would you want to see get a candy toy style toy line or equivalent? So I'm guessing this doesn't have to necessarily be Tokusatsu.
Yeah.
Yeah, this can be.
You could have John Wick.
I
mean, Fortnite has figures, so that's a possibility.
That's
true. John Wick's in Fortnite.
Yes.
Along with Thanos.
Yeah. What? Who's Anus? What? I truly didn't understand what you said. What?
Okay, I'll repeat. I said as well as Thanos. I know. I Thanos. I got it.
Yep. Yeah. No. I know you know, and I know what you're hinting at.
Ant-Man. Okay. So candy toy figure equivalent. What's yours?
Corey's little. Oh, there. So...
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. Candy toy line or equivalent. What property?
Corey, do you have enough Star Wars?
I do. Honestly, I do. It would be cool. Hey, I would love an army builder line of specifically clone troopers.
Oh, that'd be cool. Kind of like a Guardian
and nothing else. Yes. Oh, yeah, only clone troopers.
That'd be neat.
That would be cool, but I think the main thing that I want... Spin Master's doing a decent job, but I don't think they're going fast enough. I would like a DC candy toy line. That would be fun. Be cool.
You want like like comic style, or do you want like Arrowverse style, or?
I would also
I feel like you have an opportunity to do both.
That'd be cool.
Or just make a show around it. I remember Disc Wars, Marvel Disc Wars was a thing specifically for the Bandai toy line.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, make me a toy-themed DC show. So, yeah, I think am I really that vanilla? Is that where I'm landing?
I mean,
that is.
It also implies
or
it also implies figures that are comparable to Shodo and Shodo in terms of articulation, and are also the price.
Sure. Yes, yeah, and also, you know what? Also, give me candy for once. I cannot live on this gum stuff.
It can
Fix that.
all be bat-shaped candy.
Sure. Yes. Do that. Have the Batarang shaped candy be compatible with the actual figures. You know how it works.
Yeah.
You could have little pellets. Bring candy toy pellets back and pretend those are smoke grenades. Boom. Play patterned.
That works.
Yeah.
I need.
What else? What about you guys?
I still need to. Josh, do you have an answer? Because I still need to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking maybe like. See, a lot of like my TV stuff I like is like Toku stuff. So I would think for like a non-Toku thing, like I don't know, maybe some kind of like MCU line or something would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting because I love the MCU, but I don't have like any figures of anything from it.
At that scale. I was about to say Marvel Legends. From what I have seen, it seems like the way they usually operate is a wave that has like half things that are MCU and half things that are very, very obscure.
Yeah, I always
and like
avoid
the
Build-A-Figure. So
yeah.
Not that they're not cool, they're good, but
like,
I get what they're going for with the whole Build-A-Figure thing and everything, but I can't fall down that rabbit hole. And also, a lot of times, the figures end up being based off of, like, early concept art, so they're not always super accurate in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I mean, same can be said for Soto.
I mean, I guess. I always feel like it's usually pretty accurate, though.
No, you're right, yeah. But, no, I can see that. And, like, affordability is, like, the biggest hallmark of Soto, and I feel like translating anything to Candy Toy automatically means you would want a more affordable version. And, like, $20 a pop per figure for every single Marvel character, that's insane.
Oh, it is.
Who would ask anybody to do that?
And that's where I think the biggest detriment to the whole thing is with the Build-A-Figure not always having something to do with the movie or whatever, and all the random comic figures. Not that they're not cool, and I get that there's an audience for them.
Yeah,
I have no attachment to them.
I said it, but I don't know the comics well enough to say for sure. But it does seem like half of them are just like, I've never even heard or seen this design before, so it must be obscure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? That's really cool for the people.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's got a favorite.
Everything. I mean, it's real cool for the people like us who like the obscure.
Yeah.
I know that
I can respect.
I know that on the WTF TFW podcast, one of them was just like, "Oh, Marvel Legends finally made the figure of this character that completes this group of characters."
Yeah, they do that a lot too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they finally did that. I'm still waiting for the specific version of She-Hulk that I've actually read comics of.
Yeah. Oh, are you looking for
the 80s one?
Oh, I thought you were looking for like what is it? Like a business suit She-Hulk.
That would be cool too.
I could see them doing something like that, like around the time that the Disney Plus show comes out. Like put it in a wave somewhere.
Yeah.
Good. I forgot about that.
I feel like that'd be a good time for them to do it.
Yeah.
So I've got two answers because one of them is I'm gonna guess that this is more of a in the moment. This is what I want.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I like playing Fallout New Vegas a lot. And the thing that's very disappointing about Fallout, if you really like it and you like the designs and stuff, is that there's not much in the way of figures at all. Like, I know that there are some made for Fallout 4 that look like they're the 5 POA kind of things.
Well,
I feel like the only merchandise I've ever really seen for those games is like Vault Boy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, Malunis, you've heard of Glyos, right?
Oh, right. That's the series that has Glyos.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know that series.
Well, still, like, I wouldn't mind just, like, fully articulated proper figures.
I agree.
Shodo style, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in particular, if I get at least one particular design from Fallout New Vegas, that would be neat, because it's, This is called the NCR Ranger. It's kind of an NPC enemy or ally. It's like the army guys' highest ranking soldiers. But it's also like the one that's on the title screen, so you could kind of fudge it and say, oh no, that's the main character in armor.
Oh.
It's a cool design.
That might work. Yeah. But hey, like, I did want to mention, though, that the Glios line that they made, it's their first outing at, like, actual real retail. Oh. That's awesome. I did want to commend them for that.
Yeah.
They also handled another one of your favorite properties, Hiroaka.
Right.
I will say, for the price, I was always interested from afar, but they're on clearance. That might be a good option.
The one that's a little bit more near and dear to my heart. I don't know if you guys have seen this movie. It is pronounced Interstellar 45, but it's written out as like 5555.
Oh, yeah. I know what it is.
I've seen Fives.
No. That's the Daft Punk movie, right?
Yeah, it's basically an hour-long music video for Daft Punk's Discovery album.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a very neat standalone anime sci-fi movie, and the main band from that series, I really like the designs. They technically got figures. You can look them up, listeners, but I'm posting a picture in the chat. It's
that's cool.
They're practically statues, is the thing.
Oh.
So that's where it's like, yeah, they technically have figures in a very loose sense.
That's a cool choice for figures right there. I like that.
Yeah, it would also just be like, I don't know, just these 5 characters. If you really want to do it, you could also just like add in Daft Punk. They made a cameo in the movie.
It's true. Hey, I mean, they got figure arts,
and that would just be. Oh yeah,
that's true.
But like you just put those out as just one wave, and hey, you're done.
Yeah, that would work.
No more commitment.
Also, now that I've had a bit more time to like think about it, because I think I went through this when we were doing our simping speculation, but 2 of the ones that come to mind for me are like Tiger and Bunny. That would be cool.
Oh.
But also, I floated the idea of Bubblegum Crisis. I'm sending a link to these. And I want Bubblegum Crisis figures of all 4 Night Sabers and
yes,
the
make
motorcycles.
them. Those are good designs.
Yes. I love these. Think it's like 4 special agent girls or whatever, and they get mech suits and they combine with motorcycles. I mean, that prints money. Give me that.
You know what? I'm also going to say, now you brought up Glios with their things. You know, I wouldn't mind a consistent Hero Academia line that's just kind of ongoing.
True. Oh yeah, that's one of the things that made me get out of Hiroaka. It's like, well, I've been sold toys by this TV show. Where are they? Why can't I own any?
Back when that show, like once the first season was done, I can't remember if the first figure was for Figma had been revealed yet, but I was like, Figma's got to get on this. There's like at minimum 3 different outfits you can do for every character.
Yeah, like that's the thing though. They went for the heavy hitter lines first, and I'm like, oh man, I'm not dropping like $40 on one of these if I want everybody.
Yes, and then you also had you also had the unfortunate thing about how, like, for the longest time Figma only had Midoriya and no one else, and apparently that one was just. I checked eBay, admittedly eBay, every so often. Yeah. It was consistently no lower than $300 on the aftermarket.
Oh my god!
To the point that I finally got one that was a bootleg. Anyway,
nice. I do have to say, I saw a post on Twitter that someone had just found in the regular ass toy aisle role play items for like Bakugo's arm things.
Huh.
on the shelf.
That's cool.
Just in the regular toy aisle.
Huh.
So
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting to the point where I want that line to be, or that show to be, to where we get like just regular ass toys for it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I would also, like I said, I want a consistent line, because it seems like we're getting to the point where there are multiple figure lines, but at the moment they're just early enough that they're all kind of doing the same few characters. And it's like I think, I don't know how many waves the McFarlane line is in. I think it might be at least 3 waves, but I noticed because recently I saw Bakugo in his blue jumpsuit thing. So it's like, they're also doing variants of characters. That's neat. And it has a better face than the original one they made.
Oh, that's good. I will say, though, I went into a Target and they have, like the little collectors / anime section where they put all the Gundam stuff. And I saw like a DBZ and Hiroaka section, and it seems they do have the typical like Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series $20 option for, I think it was from Bandai, for Hiroaka.
For Dragon Ball Super?
Not just that, they had those for $10. They had $10 figures of that, but they had it for Hiroaka. Just $20. I think $20. I don't know. It was some low price, so we're getting there in terms of, recognizable enough to get the lesser toys that I love more. Hey, anyway.
Next questions. It's the second question from Peacemaker. What theme would you like to see Rider tackle in the future?
I would like to see Kamen Rider tackle in the future.
That's a good answer.
Dino Rider 2022. Sometimes done it well
when I
enough.
glanced,
it's Rider's turn.
What do I want to see them do? What I want to see them do is I recognize this is already a toy-based show, but what if we had toy-based show? I've been watching Gundam Real a lot. Gundam Builders Real a lot. I've been watching Gun Lady a lot.
Yeah.
I love
what?
Toy / model kit, toys to life sort of stuff. I think that would be fun.
I need to look something up real quick. There's an anime that's been very popular for a while. When did it debut? It's Demon Slayer. It debuted in 2020. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I had the theory, because I heard the speculation once of, hey, I heard the speculation while Saber was going on as a thing, where someone said, hey, Demon Slayer is doing immensely well. I wonder if the next Rider series will be inspired by that. And I was just thinking to myself recently, Saber's all about the swords, so what if that is... Because I know that Demon Slayer has a lot of sword merchandise. So, what if Saber is already the Demon Slayer thing? So, getting back to what you were saying, I guess if Gun Girl Lady does really well, what if Rider is just like, no, that seems to be a good idea to cash in on?
I am at a deficit of toys to life media. I think some of the first ones I watched were like the original Gunpla Builders, which is different than Gundam Builders. Fighters.
The pilot?
Yeah, sort of ish. What is it called?
Lego?
Yeah,
no, I was thinking of the Toys to Life thing that's Lego.
No, I meant like anime or media. I don't mean like video game. Like that aspect is different than what I'm thinking. That's just the term that I came up with. But what were those really simple models? Cause I'm looking right at it. Achilles.
Danball Sinky?
Danball Senki. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
LBX, Little Battlers Experience. I'm at a deficit for media like that. It rarely comes around. I feel like Beyblade might have been one.
I just realized it. I'd not seen the one anime thing they did for it, but isn't Anime Gear a little bit that?
Anime Gear is just a collection of images and a brick of text.
They have some sort of promotional anime thing enough that
they
it's
had
listed on.
And
yeah, I was
they
about
had
to say,
a quote
it was
opening.
Yeah, it's enough that Anime News or my anime list had it listed as a series.
Yeah, I disagree,
one episode.
But, it's not enough.
Right.
So that's sort of what I want. I don't know.
There's you posted this on Twitter. I don't know if it counts. There was also recently some Rock'em Sock'em Robots thing Bandai revealed.
Oh yeah, Buttbuster.
Yeah, that's the one.
I'm so excited for Buttbuster. You kidding me?
I saw you tweet the logo.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the hell did you just retweet? And then when I looked at it, wait, that says Buto Buster. I'm stupid. I misread the logo you posted. And I looked back at the logo. No, you did that.
Yeah, I did that. How can you make that and not expect someone to immediately do that?
You know what my favorite ice cream related meme is? That's very specific, I realized.
I've never heard of ice cream memes, but lay it on me.
Where it's like at an ice cream place, there's a Butterfinger flavored ice cream called Butterfinger Blast, and it was abbreviated as Buttfinger Blast.
Nice.
Oh,
I love that.
So yeah, rider themes.
Yeah. It's your guys' turn.
Toys. I'm gonna say Hipiki is really old, so we can do a music themed rider again. Just saying.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Rider is already very music based with all the standby stuff, so it's like it feels like an easy one to go to. In fact, I'm sure that when they've decided on what the next series will be, someone at least once every time must be saying like, "Should we do a music themed one this time? Should we just go for it?" We're practically there.
It would be awesome to have like tons of insert songs and that stuff. Like hire a bunch of different musicians to like put those bake those into the belts.
Oh.
That would be cool.
Yeah, you know what? You also do the cool thing that Steven Universe did with this music, where every character kind of has their associated instrument when it comes to the background music.
Yeah, or you could do it how.
There's so many.
You
cool
could do it how
do with
Trolls
music.
ended up doing it, and have different tribes of rock, rap, and classical, whatever, what have you.
Yeah, each rider is a different genre.
How well did those movies do?
I don't know. Just they made a second one. Justin Timberlake was in the first one with Anna Kendrick.
Pretty successfully, from what I understand.
Oh, I was about to say, because I remember back when COVID started, there was a series of didn't age well headlines where it was like, who was the one that made that movie? Was it Universal?
DreamWorks.
No idea.
But whoever made the movie was just like, well, maybe we don't want this airing in theaters. Maybe we'll do more successfully on streaming services since movie theaters are starting to put down limitations. And then the follow-up news is, Trolls movie didn't do well on streaming. It's like, oops. Our hubris.
I don't know. I've only ever heard good things about Trolls.
Yeah, I see the merch all the time, so I can't deny it.
The movies.
The movies, yes. Trolls the movies. Josh?
I already said
what you got?
Dino Rider.
Oh, yeah.
I meant that legitimately.
That's always... Oh yeah, that's. I remember that one podcast I listened to years ago would always bring up oh yeah, those are the two things you're never going to see: Insect Sentai and Dino Riders.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
never mix your franchise.
This isn't really a theme.
Everybody
I really want to see whatever Rider series can finally give us that one belt that had the steam come out of it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
to me, that is headcanon Kamen Rider Kikai outside of
yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah, if Kikai had a belt that wasn't Geo's, that would be it.
That belt was crazy with the pistons and everything. I want to see
what?
That happen.
Yeah.
You know what I thought of when I saw that as well, not just the Kikai thing. I also thought there's the challenge you got to do for CSM Forze. Make a belt that does the steam thing.
True. Oh, that's true.
This isn't a pun. Streamline it so that it's safe to do as a retail thing.
Because everyone
not a
was
retail,
talking
but you know
about
what I mean.
That one belt with the little digital screen or whatever it was on it. Which that was cool, but I just thought the Steam one was so over the top. I really wanted to see.
I was like, that one's like, yeah, that one's cool technologically. That one's just extra.
It is. It really was.
If you're talking about a I think it was episodes ago because I've been editing them. Kamen Rider Rogues, if they needed a belt.
Yeah.
Right. You see what I'm seeing?
Uh-huh. Bring it back. You already have a design.
Oh, Steam. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't the whole point
cool.
they were showing this belts off as like potential future technology for the belts?
I'm also
in a couple years. Can't you do it now?
As I was about to say, I also. It's weird. I frequently forget those belts, those concept belts existed there, even though those are the main thing. Because whenever I think of that CSM toy show, I just think, oh yeah, that's where they showed off the Aqua belt and never released it.
They did. They did do that.
Just dirty like that.
Wow, they really hate you, Corey. I'm sorry.
I know. What I mean, they clearly know there's demand.
They're gonna make it a big deal when they finally do Aqua.
Oh, when I know it's coming. It's got to be coming. They have to have talked about it.
So
it's gotta happen with Poseidon someday. So.
Yeah.
So Josh, the next questions are from Blade Raider. Let us know what they say.
Yeah, so Blade Raider has a series of 5 questions here. So some questions that are good for a big episode like this.
Yeah.
The first question is, what are some of your favorite candy toys? Specific toys, not full lines. Nothing absolute, just some favorites.
All right, very open-ended yet direct question. That's very very, very strange way to write that line, but you did it. My favorite, one of my favorites is Base Form Forze. His candy toy line. I know you said specific toys and not full lines, but like the fact that he interacts with just about everything from that line. I feel like,
appreciate.
You can't talk about.
You can appreciate the engineering that went
without,
into like the play style.
Yeah. Like you can't talk about him without the play pattern, and the play pattern is the biggest part, and he exemplifies that
smoothly integrated.
Yeah. Yes. That is such a good figure. Another one of my favorites. Oh man, like I said, I mean, you said specific toys, and I'm going like full lines, but like O's, it all feels like the same. The collection of O's figures feels like the same toy to me, because it's just so fun to swap out each and every one of those. It's so easy, like no fuss, no muss. Press a button in the back, there's all disassembled, slap them back together, no issues. It was just straight fun.
It's a good pick.
Yeah, I know.
Josh,
the first thing that comes to mind for me was back during Ghost when they released the Heisei and Ichigo icons as 2 separate things that didn't have that like holographic, like look at it one way it's the Heisei, one way it's the Ichigo like sticker on it, because it made it more accurate to what we actually saw on screen. And it was really only Candy Toy and Gashapon, but Candy Toy, everything brought that it's made it possible to actually be accurate. So that's one of my favorites.
Oh, so you're going candy toy gimmick toy?
Yeah. We're just going candy toy in general.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah, so favorite... I think, is going to be Soto, so no surprise there. I think the one that has won me over the most has been the Humagear, just because, I've always been into robots. I really like
Which
01. The canonical one. The Generation 4 Humagear.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't say Guardian.
What?
I can't believe I didn't say Guardian for this pick, but yeah, you're right. You keep going.
Anyway,
keep going.
like I said, always been into robots ever since I was a kid. 01 in particular, great aesthetic. As soon as we saw this design, I was like, oh, that is a cool robot. A little bit uncanny, depending on your preference. But, also, it's another representation of the things I like about Soda. Even mad enough to make even the most minor design.
Yeah,
and just ever since that first came out, it almost been an almost permanent part of my desk, just like a little mascot.
Nice.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever I'm putting together the IKEA desk, I always dump out the screws first, pull out the boards, and find the one box of Humagear, put that together first, make sure that's next to me, and then I put together the desk and put it on top.
It's a very specific set of ritual.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, it's an essential part of that IKEA desk. It comes in the box. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. I just like that part the most. Yeah, good, solid picks, y'all.
Yeah.
Sure. And I will throw in Guardian in there as my favorite, because not only with one figure do you get 2 pieces of candy, like we don't get that anymore. You also get just a really robust action figure with different accessories. You can make him whatever faction you want. You can just play around with him. Just enough articulation. As much as I love wrist articulation, the fact that it doesn't have it means I don't have to futz around with any other hand parts and accidentally lose them. I just have everything contained there in one thing, and it's so much fun. You could army build the hell out of them. That's I feel like that's one of the first times I went all in on an army builder.
Yeah.
Next question.
Solid. So the next question was...
Oh,
I didn't know if you want me to read all the Blade Raider ones or...
Oh, no, go for it.
So the next Blade Raider question is, what's a candy toy you only bought because it was part of a case or a lot that you didn't expect to care about until you got it in hand, and it ended up being a favorite?
Oh, man. I swear I have one of those.
I'm clicking through just real quick.
Dang. Yeah.
I can't necessarily think of something, because I never really bought a lot of stuff. I usually bought things pretty intentionally, for a specific reason.
Yeah. Dang. You know what? I will say I did buy Forzane a lot. I was really excited to get him. A lot, as in I saw him in person and found a whole bunch of stuff, so I got a good amount of them.
Right.
I did not expect it to be the very best candy toy line that I had ever experienced. Even to this day, it still stands as one of the best.
I feel like I have an answer, but it's not here yet.
Yeah.
So.
Or
you just I have so many that it's really hard to nail down one as well.
I think it's weird. It's because I usually buy Soda ways knowing, oh yeah, I'm getting all of this for all of this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the one that did kind of surprise me. I don't think you're gonna like this answer, is Ride Plus 2 with Kashin. That was the one where it's like, it's just kind of there, but then when I got it, I was like, oh, this is kind of a neat design. Now that I'm looking at it like in full.
I just want to say something because it popped in my head. So I shipped out a Mandarake box the other day. And I threw Kashin in there because I never got him. So now I'll finally have Kashin.
Nice.
That's great.
Now you get to see what Corey's talking about with the cloak.
Yeah, because the cloak, the shoulder pads, they like clicked down strangely. I don't know. I didn't like it. They interfered too much.
Yeah, I think what I found out when we were talking about it was that when we were like reviewing it on the show, was that I think we both have that, but mine is less so. Like it's a little bit looser. Like that's the conclusion I thought of. Where it's like apparently it is a thing, but it's less of a thing with mine. So it's like because I remember at the time thinking, mine doesn't have that problem, Corey.
Okay, but I think it's just a me problem.
I think well, like when I like mess with it again, like afterwards, I thought, no, mine does kind of do that a little bit. It's just not as it doesn't sound as bad as the way that you were describing it. So maybe it is just. So I think that it might just be like different tolerances.
That might be it. I might just be over dramatic about it.
No. I'm saying when I say tolerances, I mean like toy tolerances.
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
But because those are the only tolerances that flow through my head anyway. But it could, because like I guess actual regular people tolerances as well, you might be able to tolerate that more than I do. But on top of that, the cake gets in the way of the arms, and I can't really play with it that well.
I'm not going to be upset if Solomon doesn't improve it, but I do think it's inevitable that it's inevitable that they will at least look at Kashin and go, how can we improve this for Saber standards?
I agree. Yeah.
How do we bring this up to Saber specification?
Yeah.
They will. All right. I'll take care of these next two.
Okay.
Once again from Blade Raider, he says, what candy toys are you most proud of in terms of customization, whether it be painting, kit bashing, building, or just being happy you got the stickers on just right? I do like that. I do like the distinction of or just being happy you got the stickers on just right, because Soto is inherently a very personal experience, because no Soto figure is going to be the same.
That's true.
Yeah, the way you sticker yours is going to be very different than the way I sticker mine.
Especially when you have those unfortunate like rips and bad.
Yeah.
You have to do some
surgery.
But
it's those quirks in your collection that makes yours different than everybody else's. Anybody can buy Soto,
Yeah, that's true.
But only you can create yours. Only you can put yours together in such a way to have it as a part of your collection.
Man, that's deep. But it's right.
It's just toys, man. I don't know. I don't know if this is like my be-all, end-all, but the one that comes to mind that I really liked was Valkyrie, and the fact that I decided to cut out the leopard print and the inner line details and stick those down instead of the cover stickers.
See, I thought you were gonna say your watermelon Zangetsu.
Watermelon. Oh, that was a pretty good one. I'm proud of it, but I didn't put the Gatling gun at the end yet, so I don't feel like that one's done. But a lot of the Gaim stuff that I've done is mostly simple. Yeah, same with that's pretty good. I know Malunis probably either needs more time to think or has something really cool. So I'm gonna move to Josh first.
I was about to say I think I've got an answer.
Oh, okay.
All right, but
it's a toss up. It's a toss up of the 3 customs that I made for Soda, because they're all like a little bit involved in different ways. Like all of them involve like cutting up a statue, putting parts onto a figure.
Yeah.
Like, ghost, drive, wizard. They involve different levels of expertise, I guess. Like the ghost one involved like taking a shinobi figure and just like really cutting up the plastic to kind of reverse engineer a ghost suit out of it. Then there was with drive, it was like, well, I've got most of this worked out because of Hatari sharing the dark drive parts, and also most of the statue parts kind of work out, but then it's like, well, what do I do about this lower body? Well, I just got a 3D printer not too long ago, so I'm going to print up a piece to glue onto there. And then there was the wizard one recently where it was like, I thought it was going to be a little bit like drive, but then it was like, no, while I'm waiting for the statue and the Cronus to get the coat bit, I'm just gonna 3D print the feet, the forearms, the hands, the little ankle bits. It's like, oh, and also I'm just gonna make a wizard driver. Cool.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's like
awesome.
that one in particular, I guess, would be the number one because it's of how much I unexpectedly like put into it, and thankfully, not to brag, most of it went on without a hitch.
Right?
Yeah, nice.
I feel like for mine, the only thing I really have that I like customized was, and it's not really customizing, but like when I sealed the stickers with the nail polish recently.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I was pretty happy with how that turned out. There were a few instances on one of the X-Aid figures where, because the nail polish makes the paint come off, if you touch it while the nail polish is on there, and there was like a second where like I almost dropped a piece while I was in the middle of doing it, and I like almost completely screwed it up, and I got so terrified. But it turned out okay. So
nice.
But
yeah.
Eventually, you'll be able to talk about making a Zenkai Red.
That's
that
true.
would be cool.
Don't use Gundam markers. Red paint on Gundam markers is horrible. So don't do that one.
I gotta say though, my what is it? Kirame Silvers. Yeah. My 2 custom ones. I'm pretty happy with those.
Yeah, those
especially.
those are good.
Thank you. Especially the evil one, just because a lot of problem solving was involved. Like I had to, mix some Gundam marker paint. Didn't know if it was going to work out since they are 2 primary colors. That could have been dangerous, but that worked out. And then I had to find a solution to make symmetrical eyes.
Yeah, the eyes.
And I just put paint over a sticker sheet. Yeah, exactly. I put paint over a sticker sheet, folded it in half, cut it out, and pasted them on. It worked.
Yeah.
So I was really happy with that. All right. Cool. Guys, let's move on to this next one. What candy toy? What's a candy toy you've completely ruined?
So the opposite question of this
one.
Can I claim
when did you fuck up real bad?
Can I claim my getting another line canceled by buying into it? Did that ruin it?
I don't know. Oh my god. I don't know if this one may or may not count. Because it's not a figure that I actually put together, but I was trying to rip the belt off of Lemon Bad one. Lemon Bad.
Duke.
Keep going. Oh.
Duke?
Duke, yes. Trying to get his belt off.
I wasn't even going to answer. I was just going to say, keep going.
Lemon bad one.
Yeah, I was trying to rip his belt off of the arms action one. And I got to the point where like, oh yeah, I got my screwdriver underneath the belt. All I need to do is press down and the belt will come right. Where did you go?
Oh, did you never find it?
I still have never found that belt, and I was going to use it on Baron.
They say it's still tumbling to this day.
They do. I've been falling for 30 minutes. Yeah. I don't know if that one is the worst one that I've ever done, because I feel like I've done worse before. But that might have been... I don't know. I don't know which one. You guys can go. Go.
When it comes to customs, trying to think. Oh, you know what? This is one that I feel kind of stupid about, so I guess it counts. I don't even know if I've shared this. So back when I was getting the Dai Soto X8 set, for some reason, I remembered that the Dai Soto set was like, oh, this is where you get the 3 riders and the Dragon Hunter set, and they improve like waist articulation or whatever. That's what I remembered about it. And when I was waiting for it, I was like, oh, I've got... I think at the time I might have still had quiz parts or something. I don't remember what my situation was with the extras. Regardless, what I ended up doing... Okay, I remembered what happened, how quiz factors into this. Okay, so I thought, I'm not so attached to Decade Armor X8 form that I needed to be complete. So what I did was like remove the one arm from both of them because they have different kind of arms. And I was going to paint those up to give X8 some swappable hands. And then when my Dai Soto X8 set came in, I was like, oh, these have wrist swivels. The hands are removable. What have I done? But also, the reason I said I remember how quiz factors into it, I found out afterwards I had an extra quiz in the closet. I could have just used that.
Damn. My condolences.
My Decade Armors, I think that technically my Decade Armor build form is also incomplete because I moved those arms over to Rabbit Tank Sparkling. To give him swappable hands.
Okay. Interesting.
So it's like, the Decade Armor is a little bit messy in my Geo collection right now. Eventually I'll replace them.
Fair. But that's the thing. I kind of, in the back of my head, I kind of wanted to do that custom as well. But then I was like, if I do that, then like one of the main things they talked about in the blog for that build figure was that you had pliable plastic on the spiky arm part for the first time. Or, you know, there was some big revelation for it. And then when you move it over to the GO one, it's stiffer. And I didn't want to take that away from that figure, if that makes sense. It's dumb justification, but like that was one of the major hallmarks of that figure. And I feel like if you took that away, that took away part of its identity, even if you gave it more functionality.
You know, I'm going to say... Eventually, there might be figures added to the completely ruined list because I've legitimately had the thought of, what if I want to like add swappable hands to an older figure by just cutting off the hands and making new ones?
Oof.
I feel like the reason I haven't done it yet is because I feel like that's going to be messy and I'm potentially going to ruin some figures.
Yeah, I would do it with a burner figure first.
You know what? I was about to say, I kind of tried it out with what was his name? Blaze from Beast Morphers, the basic figure. Because I just wanted to see if I could do it and also see if I could print out some sort of hip ball joint thing for the legs. The legs ones, it kind of works, but they kind of fall out if you pose them a little bit too far.
Interesting.
But I was able to add wrist joints.
Speaking of, I know we're getting way off topic, but speaking of adding joints, One of my favorite customs that I've done of all time. You know how figure arts are like super fragile?
Oh yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
I said absolutely go fuck yourself on those. And I tore apart the remaining pieces of my Shinken Red, my Shinken Gold, who was about to explode, and my brand new
I love how that almost
Deca
rhymed.
Red.
Shinken Gold was about to explode.
But I also got a Deca Red. And I was like, this is not gonna last, so I'm just gonna take it apart immediately. And most of those are made out of pliable plastic with the joints as dense plastic, so I cut out the joints and I took my action heroes from Bandai America, chopped up a bunch of joints and dremeled in extra holes and plugged in all that stuff. Like I plugged in the joints for the feet, so now they had ball jointed feet and pointy toes, like pointable toes. I gave them the wrist ball hinge joint and ball joints. I gave them ball joints at the top of the neck with better head sculpts. I replaced the unpainted gummy plastic belt pieces for the figure arts ones, and I gave them all the accessories they should have came with. Those are, I call those my SH action heroes.
Do you still have those?
I do, yeah.
I would say share that in the customs Discord.
That's true. I'll dig them up. I dug them up recently because I was getting ready for a.
Make it so it's not just me in there.
Yeah, I'll dig those out. I also dug up my my spare Soto figures, Soto boxes, so I can finally send you a picture of those.
Cool.
Yeah.
The last one from Blade Raider says, favorite Google Translate phrase from your Candy Toy blog.
Oh,
I'm just going to say real quick, I was sharing like a snippet from one of the latest episodes with some friends, just saying these are kind of antics we get up to in this podcast, and it was like one of the Google Translate things. And I looked back at our episode listings because I have them bookmarked to eventually like download as MP3.
Yeah.
And I realized most of these titles are just Google Translate.
They are.
Oh yeah, of course. That's all I do.
It's like if it's not mentioning the guest or mentioning the figure, it's Google Translate.
Yeah, right.
I feel like we would have more traction, better SEO if I didn't do that. But everything in me screams and tells me that
it's
it has
hilarious.
to happen. It
I
has
love
to be.
it.
Funny jokes.
So much.
Yeah.
I want to say...
What was it?
I want to say because it was such a coherent yet mysterious phrase, it was about Freezing Bear from 01. And I forget exactly what the wording was, but it was something like, but the most interesting thing is the bear with the eyes.
I love
So... Yeah.
Or I think it's like, but the most noteworthy thing is the bear with the eyes. It just sounds so mysterious. Ominous.
Yeah. So, I don't know, Josh. Do you have one? Because I kind of have a recent one. I don't have an older one.
Oh, you don't have it? Okay. I think the first one that really comes to my mind that is like my all time favorite. I mean, we reference it all the time. That's why I remember it. But the whole meat removal thing. I love that.
Yeah, that's just become so commonplace because, like, what else do you call it anymore?
I know.
Like, what did we even call it to begin with? I was looking through the blog this week, and they said meat removal, and I'm like, okay, now I need to make this for a general audience. What the fuck does meat removal mean? How do I do this?
I would call it like just holoplastic or negative space. Maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
But like I had that moment earlier when before we were recording where I was just talking in the Discord and I mentioned a phrase that mentioned meat removal. Then I just added, for people who don't know, this is what this means. This isn't just absolute gibberish. This actually does kind of mean something.
Through our old episode titles to see what some of these were.
To the dandy who commented on the questionnaire.
One of my favorites here is when Naki got revealed, and it said, "Thank you for waiting. Kamen Rider died."
Yo, okay, so my favorite, most recent one that, like, floored me, and I think it's the most recent podcast episode up. What is it? It's like Toothbrush Fresh, the cha-cha from the side. What the cha-cha?
I love the acrobatics, the algorithm that came up with, oh, that's cha, the word for tea. Let's change it to cha-cha.
Oh my god. Cha-cha from the side. Oh my god, what dance is that?
You can't make this up.
Oh my god. We have one from last year when the Shodo Amazons got revealed. And it says, "Jungle of my car is completed."
Oh my god. O's data theft bust.
Yes.
Yeah.
How can I forget
You know what?
that?
The data theft bust. That might be a contender just because it does come up still.
Yeah. Oh my god, Paul like obstacles. What? Man. But hey, I mean, if you want to look through any of these, just check out our podcast titles. And hey, while you're at it, check out our podcast.
To be honest, I don't know.
That you're already doing.
I don't know which ones are better. The ones where it's complete nonsense and we don't know what they're trying to say, or the ones where it's complete nonsense but we do understand what they're trying to say.
Right? Somehow saying the strange phrase out loud clarifies more than it should.
Like a toothbrush fresh.
Yeah.
Not a toothbrush sense.
No.
Yeah. Cha-cha from the side.
We have fun.
Yeah, we do.
It's so much
we're
fun.
We're going to say no meat removal for forever now. That's just what we're going to call it.
Yeah, that's just the nomenclature.
It's going to be a thing we just kind of say casually, and then every so often we'll say, by the way, if you didn't know, this is what it is. We're not just doing some obscure inside joke.
Yeah. I mean, we are.
Next
all right,
one.
I think we covered that one pretty thoroughly.
Yeah. ELS94 says, 1. If you had to create a best of all time wave, which figures would you include? I just got what that question was asking, so now I've got to think about it.
And in this scenario, budget doesn't matter. Obviously, budget doesn't matter.
Are we talking about
let's
figures
just assume
made,
let's
kind of thing, or?
Yeah,
I think
it's like a best
already
of
released.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, just for the sake of convenience, let's just assume all of the molds are in good condition and ready to go.
Yeah.
And all the budget is going into the paint and or stickers.
You know, it is strange though. They did already make a best of all time wave, and that was the Soto build Guardians first wave. Soto action enemies. But no, I would throw. You know what? We'll do a wave of 6, and we each get 2. Because I feel like building out a full wave will take a lot of time.
That makes sense.
I'm throwing in a Soto Guardian. Obviously. And do I dare say Kakai? No. I'll think of it next. We'll do one each round robin, and then do our second ones round robin.
I'm gonna say. You know what? I'm not gonna include the accessory set. I'm just gonna say Decade was pretty good.
Yeah, Decade was great.
It was. But the reason I say that is because the part of the fun of the Decade one is that it feels like it might do more than Figure Arts ever did with Decade, with
That's
accessories.
Mm.
That's the one
That is
thing.
a fair point.
Huh.
The other one. Yeah. Oh, you know what? You said 6 figures. Decade's only one box, so I'm just going to say the accessory set next to Decade. Nailed it.
On a technicality, I like it.
It's true.
There we go. And the other one, I'm going to say one of the most satisfying ones from 01. Because, again, when you have these waves where it's like things from different series, you do kind of get that carryover of, oh, this is the series that had this much stickers.
Mm-hmm.
So one that's very satisfying is Metal Cluster Hopper, because it's almost entirely
Yeah,
paint.
that looks really good.
You're right.
It's a good design. It's got a good weapon. It's all
Absolutely.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
So that's mine.
I'm thinking...
So those are all 4 of your slots for the 2 figures, quote.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Nailed it.
Because I got my next 2, Josh, if you need more time.
I can go ahead and give my first one if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah.
I personally think one of the best figures they've done it's kind of a recent one, a relatively recent one, is from Saber's line, but it's a 01 character, Hell Rising Hopper. I think looks really, really good.
That's true.
And not to mention the fact that Soto kind of debuted the form, but which was kind of a proud moment, I guess, for the toy line. But I just think it turned out pretty good.
You know why that's also just like practical, is that it also comes with the abs that you can then use on a different figure.
Yeah,
and it comes with another pair of clinch fists.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
So
good addition.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. And then Corey, you can go
Yeah. So I'm using Malunis' technicality.
Mm-hmm.
Kakai's one box. Kakai's going in.
Couldn't resist.
And then one of the Guardians in the jumpsuit.
How'd you know? And specifically, it's the one in the black jumpsuit because it has less stickers.
Oh, I was about to say the black jumpsuit, the one that's not in anything.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
Soto exclusive.
Yes. I love that one so much. I am kind of surprised that suddenly I've chosen all Guardians, but on the other hand...
No, it's not surprising. My second pick, you knew one of these was going to have to pop up eventually. It's going to be in another Rider. Of course. And my
let me see if it's the another rider that I was predicting.
Oh,
okay. Oh, no, not O's. That one's awful.
I know.
No, my pick in terms of I think of the best of the Another Riders is also probably the most simple kind of, but it would be Geo.
No it.
Good job.
That's good.
There it is.
One.
It is a good. It's a really good one.
Because not only is it 2 boxes, I mean that wasn't wasn't trying to necessarily make it that, but yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. The creepy eyes on the face and everything. And it was just cool that they were able to pull that off in the main line and get that out. And
nice.
Just a nice retail figure. So, and it's also one of my favorite Another Rider designs. I think it's one of the really cool ones. So yeah,
I agree. Yeah, it's a really good figure. So yeah, hey, that's our nasty ass best of all time wave. Got some heavy hitters in there.
And
got some armor builders in there.
yeah.
It's good stuff.
A good amount of Soto.
Oh, I like
Plus
this
representation in there too.
Yeah, Soto Plus is a good time, dude.
Yeah, it is.
like consistently they've said Soto Plus is like they're offering so much more than the price they're
Yeah, I mean both plus sets, besides the whole Aqua situation, were really solid.
They were really good. But you know what else is really good? This next question. I really like this one.
I just saw it.
EL94 says if Soto adopted a Build-A-Figure across multiple waves, which characters would you include besides?
I got one. I got one on the top of my head right now. They should do Kamen Rider Core.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing. When you say build a figure within the context of Rider, it's like it really does kind of just mean all the giants, doesn't it?
Yeah. Core or J. Or
oh my god! Could you imagine each figure came with an extra guardian that you could then click together into the large mech?
I forgot about that.
I was about to say you do a really probably a little bit downscale, but still like a really messy just amalgamation of guardians split into big parts.
Like
one of them's part of a leg.
I need to see Corey attempt that next Sunday.
But my actual choice, what I want adopted across the board, is for the Build-A-Figure to be an army builder. I'm buying all these sets anyway, and the reward for completing everything is that I should have little villains to fight them at the end of it. I think that would be a very... If they did Build-A-Figures, I feel like that would be a very efficient way to get out, little extra guys.
That's basic. You could argue that's basically what Shodo did. So, why not?
Is it? What do you...
But I was about to say, technically that's what they did, at least in the sense that they usually tossed in a monster with every wave.
Oh, okay. I see.
It's like you could technically frame it that way, but that's not what their intention is. I don't think. Oh, wait. Shodo versus. Maybe that was the point. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. But I feel like that was it was best exemplified during Star Wars when they were doing a Build-A-Droid. Because after you've bought up enough figures, you could click together the disparate parts of a droid to get, a C-3PO looking or an R2 unit,
EL94.
EL94. You know how it is. All right, Malunis, what do you got?
I'm gonna say, which one was it? Was it Mr. D or Mr. G who did this? When it came to putting Decade in Ride Plus, they joked about how I included the Violent Emotion head. I really wanted to include the bike he used in that movie, the one that he used alongside the bazooka. Also, I really wanted to include Kamen Rider J.
Oh my god!
So you know what, Kamen Rider J.
Kamen Rider J. I've been screaming for a Kamen Rider J for a while, and you know what? Fuck you. I want the Trideron.
Yes, please. I love the Trideron.
I don't even need... I would love a drive figure. I don't even need one. I just want Trideron.
Yeah, Trideron's my favorite vehicle in Rider. I would love to...
Yeah. Even the car sponsorship tie-in whatever future drive thing. That was a pretty ass car.
The next Trideron is what that was called.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, actually, it's like next with the T in both words. It's like one word.
One of those. What? I feel like Shodo comes out way farther apart than regular Soto. Am I right or no? Is it still monthly?
Shodo?
No, it's not monthly. I don't think. Yeah.
I was about to say that would be a painful wait if you did it in Shodo.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, next year, that Trideron's going to be done.
Hey, let's hit up this next question. This one comes from MB, who says, number 1, across all tokusatsu, not just Rider, what will be your top 5 wants for Shodo or Soto. Give me Inazuma. Give me Kikaider. Yes, Kikaider. Give me
Zubat.
Zubat? Oh. Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna put Aqua to the side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna Cha-Cha to the side. Because other people need representation right now. What else we got, guys?
For me, it's Robot Detective K. That's a cool guy.
He's a cool dude. I have one of those Toei Tokusatsu action figures.
For me, in not any particular order, but all 5 of my picks would be just any random amount of stage show forms that never got anything.
That's true.
You know, like a lot of the ones I mentioned in the video that I did. I want to see figures of all of it. So
you could do one figure that's basically the first 3 stage show riders.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
You can.
that takes care of 3 of them. So give me that one.
I am trying to remember the name of this one Metal Hero series I've seen an episode of.
Oh my god! Gavan, Scheider, and other one. Person. Ooh! Oh wait, dude, give me all of the Toku people from Tokusatsu Gaga.
Ah,
I want those.
Give me Shodo Super Akiba Ranger. I want that.
Oh yeah.
Because like I think the only figures that they have are like the figure arts, and I'm not about that.
Yeah.
I'm typing in names that sound like Metal Heroes, and I just typed in Emerson, and it's like, no, that's definitely not Tokusatsu.
No, but Emmer Jason.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yes, yeah. Wait, but I was saying Gavan, Scheider, and like who's the third?
Sherivan.
Again? Sherivan, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever want to use that rideshare app, Sherivan?
You know what? I'm gonna do the guessing game with you guys. What's the Metal Heroes that are like a 3 of them? One of them is like a light green color.
Oh,
is that Wind Spectre?
That might be it. Wind
Maybe,
Spectre. Yeah, that's the one. I really like those suit designs. The 2 of them are robots. One is just a guy in a suit.
Hell yeah! We love dude in suit plus robot.
Just look at them.
Yeah, they're cool.
They're good boys.
Funny thing that I learned about it. I don't know if you've seen any episodes of that. There's like a commander character who's in a kind of military-ish looking uniform.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Nazi uniform. Apparently they didn't realize.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Because there's an SS on it.
Oh yeah.
And I learned that apparently that first episode was banned in Germany, but not the whole show.
Oh man.
So that's interesting trivia.
Yeah. Huh.
Wind Spectre. Good name.
Oh.
Metal Heroes franchise is wild. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Alright, let's see.
Yeah, there's figure arts of these designs, so at least there's something out there.
I did get that.
Yeah, I feel like Metal Hero needs more love. Toy-wise.
Well, the next time they try to bring it back, maybe we'll get some figures.
I was about to say,
like
around the time that they did the Gava movies, that was around the time that Toei just seemed to be really keen on. What if we just kind of backroom pilot something into a rider crossover?
Yeah, I think that's when they did.
I feel like
nothing came of it. So. Yeah,
feels like it didn't work out since they stopped.
You know, you need to release. It's not Candy Toy, but there was a unused sound in the Drive Driver for Kikaider. Release something for that.
Oh.
What?
Huh.
Oh man, that would have been fun.
Because he has a car, doesn't he?
You were really hoping that was gonna pop off, huh? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, those were a lot of our wants. You got even more than what you asked for. Remember when I said Shodo Ishinomori? Just
Yeah.
I want that. Yeah, I want that forever. Oh my god, that would then mean Cyborg 009 as a whole line. That would be fun. Josh, do you want to take these next ones from MB?
So the second question is, do you guys collect anything else aside from Toku toys? And I gotta be honest,
yes,
I don't.
I was about to say, you collect the lightning.
Yeah, I would if I could possibly afford it, but I can barely afford Toku. So
wait, strangely, you collect the Black series.
Oh, but only like a couple.
Huh.
Okay,
fair.
I'm looking up at them right now. I have 5. I don't have a lot.
Oh, I was about to say that's almost a collection.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, more than one is a collection. I feel like.
I would say more.
Oh wait,
than 2.
no, you collect Cars, toys, Lightning McQueen, and all that.
I was considering that. I was considering that was going to be another preview clip that I put out there.
I did.
Where you mentioned Cars, and where like Josh mentioned something Cars related, Lightning McQueen, and then Corey just goes like, "Always with the Lightning collection."
I did used to collect those, yeah. Like,
You still have them, I assume.
I do. Yeah, they're in the garage.
See,
but I haven't gotten a new one since like 2008 or something.
Hey, you should change that. When's Lightning McQueen Day? Don't you have that documented somewhere? I collect Star Wars Mission Fleet and DC Spin Master. Those are my large ones right now, and I'm teetering on the edge of a few other ones that I'm scared of falling straight into.
Ooh.
It's easy, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, like, Transformers doesn't make it easy to stay away from.
It's pretty easy for me. I just never learn anything about it, and I never get sucked in.
That's the easy one for me. That's the easy one for me. Is like if it's not Rider related, then it's usually Transformers.
Well, what about
I was about to say I would say Paulinian, but it's like I barely collect it just because they can kind of be figure arts prices.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but I do want to collect more of those. There was a point. I would still say it's a little. It slowed down because of COVID. I would collect more, but there'll be times where I'm like, this is a cool robot. Just like collect like a few random Gundams that I don't know any story behind.
Oh, that's fair. If I see Gundam 00 merch and they are committed to doing, the rest of them, and I can readily get the ones I haven't gotten yet, I will get Gundam 00 stuff. It has not presented itself recently, but I own plenty of the high grades, the old high grades. The problem is they're model kits, and you can't play with them as much. Where people say, well, they're actually model kits, not toys, as like an elitist thing, I say it more as a disappointed thing. Yeah, they're more model kits than toys. I can't do much with that. So
what's the one Gundam that's the lady? I'm doing the guessing game again.
Is it from G Gundam, the Sailor Moon looking?
It's the one from the more recent series that's also human.
Oh! I don't know the name of it, but I know who you're talking about. Oh yeah, May.
There's 2 characters to date that fall under the title of Mobile Doll, which are like they have human forms as well as robot forms that are basically like almost humanoid. That falls under a specific category of things I collect, where it's like the cute robot girls. It just happens to also fall into Gundam.
Right.
Like there's
how do you feel about well, I guess Girl Gun Lady, because those have
I looked at those,
and then
I looked at those, and I thought that looks kind of cool. I feel like if I checked out the show and got attached to a character, I'd probably be more inclined.
It's free. It's all on YouTube for free, like from Bandai.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, subbed, fully subbed.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I got into it. Like it was. See, this is how you get people interested. Make your show easily and readily available to an audience, and they will flock toward them.
Don't do what Toku HD does.
Do not.
Never do that.
Felk.
Yeah.
That was the worst.
Transform.
The Girl Gun Lady?
No,
really good.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Also, what do you think about Frame Arms Girl?
I look at that every so often.
Those are expensive.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah, but the anime was pretty interesting because that was a Toys to Life sort of thing.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
I would collect more Hero Academia figures if there were more characters that I liked that were readily available.
If they made a good toy line for it, then that's
the thing. Is it's like this is no shade towards Midoriya or Todoroki or Kirishima, a little bit towards Bakugo, but it's just that all these figure lines just kind of get to those first four, and then they kind of I wouldn't say they fizzle out. It's just that now they're still working on things.
Whoa! Don't forget All Might. All Might's always like the second
that's
one.
true. That's true.
Yeah, if not Bakugo, then definitely All Might.
That's the thing is that, I'm just going to say it. Ochako is the only best girl in the show that has gotten a figure. And all of them are best girls.
Fair. Absolutely. I will agree. All right, I think we covered that one. You want to take the next question, Josh?
Sure. If you could make a new type of assortment for Soto/Shodo, what would it look like? Like something other than the standard waves, special boxes, etc.
Yeah, Shodo Ishinomori. It would be all the other Ishinomori properties.
I would just make Soto A, more and other riders forever.
Soto A?
You know what, Josh? That already had a title. Soto Gaiden.
Oh, yeah.
Soto Gaiden.
Yeah, it's weird. They decided for the another riders that we call Soto Gaiden Kamen Rider Geo.
I forgot about that, yeah. But just give me more. I want the rest.
Oh, Wow, I was always under the impression that they were just Soto Another.
No, the wave is just called Another.
Yeah, another one, another two. Like, that was like the book one or the book two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just want more.
The another part was the wave name.
I know it's not really like
a
perfect answer, but just one.
Yeah, since you brought a Shoto Eye up, I guess I'll say technically similar answer, and also it's not technically my answer because a couple different people have said this before. Shoto A for ally characters. That's how you get things like Gatat.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
but thinking about it, like a new assortment for Soto, I'm gonna say you create a proper designation for things like that. That one X8 set that was on Premium Bandai that had 5 Bucksters.
Oh, right.
But like,
yes,
what you do always.
What you do is a new version of that has its own title. Like, I guess you could put it in Soto Gaiden, but what you do is
bring back Action Enemies as the title.
Right, that's also true. But what you do is it's a box set with, I'm going to say 5 boxes, or whatever you need to in order to fit in 3 of those troop builders, and then the next 2 boxes are debris accessories, like diorama stuff.
More rocks.
Yeah,
yes,
rocks.
More rocks.
You do the thing the thing that Shoto does with its photos, where you have all these different diorama display items.
I want an endless supply of plastic furniture.
Oh, the lawn chairs.
Yes, the ones that always explode first.
That one shot from REALxTime that got leaked, where it's all the Amadon people wrecking stuff, and it's like, even in that far away blurry photo, you can tell, they're wrecking some lawn chairs.
Yeah.
Legitimately, one of the early things that I wanted to print was a lawn chair specifically modeled after one of those, but I could not get those shapes to work.
Damn.
But you could probably find a lawn chair on Thingiverse or something.
Yeah.
Someone's probably done a better job.
Or in your backyard!
Home Depot.
Yeah. That would be fun. So, shodo-s. No, wait, why did I say S? Shodo-f furniture. Shodo-s sets.
I was about to say
yet,
Shodo-D for diorama.
Oh, there you go.
Shodo-p play sets.
Is that kind of like a...
I think I would like play sets more than I would like dioramas.
I mean, I'm thinking in terms of, I feel like I've heard the word diorama being used in Japan.
I agree. Yeah, but I feel like play sets would be a lot more fun.
Share
I see the distinction.
That this afternoon, Corey?
Yeah.
Did you retweet something? That was like a bunch of chairs or something?
I did. Oh yeah. I don't know what size those are.
I feel like I didn't bring this up. This seems like something Corey would be interested in, and unfortunately, it was something I posted in the different toys section, which is very busy. I'm scrolling through it. I saw a play set for like very small figures, and it was like something. It was like almost like a factory setting with.
I've seen those.
Yeah, it's like a customizable play set where you have different platforms and staircases.
I'm pretty sure you added me on that, and Chris from the streets. Just this homeless band I found on the streets. No, Long's Toys Chris. He added me like months ago about that thing going up for pre-order, and it's so expensive.
Oh, okay.
What I am looking at though are, I think they're called ready sets or something. They're a bunch of cardboard play sets that are like they're made out of really durable cardboard. They can collapse back down. They have either like cityscapes, like techno patterns, like a little base. They're so cool. I have mad respect for cardboard play sets. They're some of the coolest things that I've ever witnessed.
Nice.
Yeah, I love cardboard play sets. I could do with more of them.
I just want them to release the sceneries we always see on the blog posts.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I wonder how many people have asked stuff like that in the survey.
Yeah.
Give me the little...
I'm sure a lot...
Give me the church. Give me the little warehouse.
Yeah.
Because like I said it before, it seems like when it's something that a lot of us in the Discord want, it seems like that seems to usually line up with what reveals happen for the survey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, because I know that we're into the diorama. I don't know how many people at large are interested in that. They make it look cool.
They do.
Yeah, they do. And I feel like at large, I'm sure there's demand.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
They just have not been able to find a place to meet it.
I mean, even if they made it as simple
especially
as,
since it's like custom work.
Yeah. But even if they made it like as simple as like the backdrop of something you could like print out or something, it still would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like those Godzilla buildings.
Yeah. Do that. I agree.
That's something I want to find a way that I can like literally just go somewhere and have a really good print made, because I don't want to do the work myself. But I want to have diorama backdrops that are based on Toei film locations.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Like the warehouse or whatever.
The mountains.
The project that I've been thinking about on and off for so long. Do you know the Palatoy Death Star playset? That's like a half dome, and it's all cardboard, and it has different sections of the Death Star.
Death Star half dome.
Death Star Palatoy.
Palatoy. That's like the brand name?
Yeah.
Okay. Palatoy. Oh,
yes.
This looks neat.
Yeah. I wanted to conceive of a way to do that for build, where the top level would be, like one section. So I'm thinking in quarters. one section or one even a half of that dome would be the top of it, the cafe, and then beneath it would be their base. On the flip side, you would have the top section be the top of the wall.
Oh, that'd
right.
be cool.
So you could drive your motorcycle around at the top, and then beneath it you would have
the little, the FOSS space.
the lab. Yeah, like the bad guy's lab and all that stuff.
As long as you have Night Rogue's little chair or whatever that was.
Yes. Yes. That's always been in the back of my mind, especially since, like, if I can just print that on really good cardstock, cut that out, like, I just need to, find the red dimensions, all that
that'd
stuff,
be really
put them
cool.
all together. I think that would be a lot of fun. Nobody steal my idea, please.
Man, I'm going to start that tomorrow.
It's okay. We'll fix it in post.
Yeah. Hey, this next question once again comes from MB, who asks, "Do you have anything planned for the future of Soda Pop?" I will say, we're always thinking of things, but what I want in the future is a bit more stability from myself to be able to get the news and the podcasts up consistently Mondays and Wednesdays, and that be a steady stream going forward. That is a short-term goal. Long-term goal, I'd love to have reviews come back. They're just really hard to do for me because, I kind of want to make it like a showcase, like a big to-do, because that's basically the last time we're going to be talking about those things.
Sure.
And they deserve as much.
And I'll also say, just if people only know us for Soda Pop, you two are on another podcast. You are also both doing your own YouTube channels.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over here, like, I got things going on that are pretty relaxed right now, but as of 2021, life stuff also happens, so I have not been editing quite as much, but with the 100, with all the editing we're doing, I'm thinking I could take on more editing for you, just to help.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, because I will admit that it's easier for me because all I'm doing is basically just listening to the episode. At most, it'll be like, oh, there's this time where my audio goes out of sync, so I need to actually pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Or when that happens, sometimes I'll also get a little bit more pedantic with my editing, like, oh, I can hear myself typing here, I'm just going to cut this part out.
Right.
Oh, yeah, like, I will even cut parts where we talk over each other a little bit. Because then, if immediately after, the person that got cut off, we will still say the thing that we did. Right. So I'll just, chop that happens correctly. But I'm also really proud that we have pretty good audio. Like, it's the best audio that I work on, and I make sure to almost entirely wipe out the background noise. I need to get rid of that background noise. I cannot have that.
I will also say that editing will also be easier on my end because of a recent RAM upgrade on my computer.
Yeah,
because
nice.
Like when I was cleaning up the audio before, it would take maybe up to an hour to clean all the audio. But I feel like if I'm paying attention to it and not just getting distracted by something else, I could get it done in 15 minutes for my own audio track.
Sure. But
maybe
in terms of
that, but still, yeah.
And in terms of what else you could see, what I want, I think I'll spill the beans on some of this stuff. Also,
it's 100
to add to our mainstay, we're gonna keep doing those streams. Those are always fun, because I feel like that's also important. It's important to sit down and sticker the things that you have yet to sticker, because if you're buying these toys, why aren't you engaging with them?
Right.
I would also
you're gonna
say
need time to do it, so you might as well do it.
Yes. Yeah.
Two things I'll also say. One is that I can also tell that those are fun for me because I even if I'm going in there knowing I'm going to sticker something, like last time was Decade Armor Saber form, I maybe put a few stickers on, but most of the time I was just talking. But the other thing I would say, I don't think for myself this wasn't intentional, but I thought that in the weeks that we had kind of taken a break from uploading, the streams have been good for like just giving some up-to-date opinions on things.
That's true.
I agree. Because for so long the channel had been my voice without you guys there. So it was good to get everybody back in.
And I don't know if I said this publicly, but shortly after you had started doing the sticker streams, I kept missing them. And the first time that I was able to get in on one of them was when you were doing Gaim Customs. And then, like, a couple minutes in, you said, okay, I guess I'm done for today. It's like, oh, that's the first one I got in on. Cool.
And I always will try to show
that
up
conversation
more frequently, just I'm always very busy. Especially as at the time that we're recording this episode, I will be going back to work in like a week or so. So I never have Thursday nights off from work because I get Friday nights off from work. So I will probably almost never be able to make it for the next couple of months.
Damn.
But
oh well.
But yeah, I mean, and speaking of content on my own end here, I still really want to put together, and I plan on doing it hopefully this month, if not, sometime soon, doing the video on making those custom Gaim stickers for the other Battle DVD swaps. Oh, because
wow.
I have the figures, like the extras here. Ooh. I just have to make the stickers. So
I was about to say, you got stuff to do the stickers.
Yeah, I do.
Ooh,
so
interesting.
That's fun.
Related to that, I don't know if I've ever brought it up publicly, but one of the things that I did consider for like a video, I think as early as when we were starting to do those weekly things, was I like the idea of doing a video about making customs, and I think that putting it off for this long has actually been good because it's given me a chance to, dabble in other things like 3D printing and also now acrylic paints.
Yeah. So
now I can just be a little bit, because before it's like, okay, I can talk about using Gundam markers.
I mean, it would be awesome to get more of your guys' voice on the channel.
Yeah. I mean, I have, I want to get that video going and everything, and I probably definitely will once I ordered a new computer yesterday, and it'll be here in a couple weeks, so
nice.
When that comes in, hopefully that should fix some things, and hopefully it makes some things easier.
Yeah.
And
nice.
Yeah. Yo, and Malunis, your top 10 video was really good.
Yeah.
Thank you. I like working on this.
I feel like that could be a really cool mainstay for us all to collaboratively work on as well.
And also, again, I don't remember how much of this has really been said publicly, but I had written down things that I could do for videos that aren't necessarily listicles, as they call them. I don't like that word. I don't like the way that word sounds. Anyway, it would be things like just reiterating some things that you would hear on the blog in general, or just I always want to do one about Ride Plus just because of the interesting story of Kashin. Just get that information out there outside of the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, I also had on the back burner. I wanted to do a Candy Toy History series.
Yeah.
Of either single riders or full lines, because I feel like as much as we nerd out and talk about it, there's not a space for people to go. There's not a place, there's not a video or anything people can go to understand what this is all about. What is Soto? What is Shokugan? What is Candy Toy? And I feel like if we want to start engaging with a wider audience, it might be beneficial to start explaining these words to, a wider audience.
Yeah.
And I feel like that might, eventually end up bridging that gap and maybe making Soto and Shoto more popular here. It's weird, right? We're not being paid by them. to promote them, but the line is just so good that we want to like work for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it speaks to the strength of.
I always when it comes to sponsors, I always quote the completionist where he says, # not sponsored, # could be sponsored.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to the last question? Or wait, let me check real quick just see if we got any last.
I think we have 2 questions left.
Oh, okay.
Kamen Burst and.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah.
I see it. Yeah, Kamen Burst says, in your opinion, what was the best Soda or Shodo set to ever come out? So, Wave. I thought that the one question before was about waves. So I had an answer. Let's see.
In your opinion, what was the best Shodo or...
I've got to go with either
Action
the first
Guardians.
or the second Ride Plus.
Oh, damn.
You know what? I will say that I definitely agree on Ride Plus just because of... It was, again, one of the early times when I was just getting to the Soda where I'm like, I don't know, these new writers don't seem like there's much to go off of for them. Would Soda even care about them?
Yeah.
And then, hey.
Well, I think back then, I mean, I don't remember it perfectly, but I think I just always assumed that the future writers would just be in Gio's line, like main line.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that I had so much doubt is because, as far as I could tell, I mean, at the time we were still getting like toy catalog things,
right.
And as far as I could tell, the representation we were getting for them was just going to be the Miride watches, and it would maybe say a line of dialogue that tells you what that character is like. And I thought, yeah, that's probably going to be the most they do. And then we saw suits for them. But for myself, I'm going to say one of the more recent ones that I think is really solid wave is AI09. It's the one with 02, Arc 0, the Barotha Magia, my boy, the Generation 1 Humagear. So, hey, Guardians. Then we have the Dodo Magia chick, which is a promise for the next wave. And then Tsukiyomi finally showed up.
We gotta see the Guardians pop up this year. Because we got him in Build, we
Oh,
got
I
him in
know.
Gia, we got him in 01. We gotta get him again.
Yeah, I want there to be a storyline where, like, you know, maybe a movie one where, like, a technological terror wants to somehow take over the magic, or like use or manipulate whatever magical properties the second world has.
I feel like I think we've had this discussion early on with Saber, and I feel like I might have made this observation back then, which is that, you know, you could kind of fudge that Guardian design into a knight. You could.
He should have been Solomon.
A mechanical knight, maybe, yeah.
I'm also thinking of it like if you also modified parts of it, or like covered up parts of it.
Sure.
Like all that grading stuff, you just kind of like, I don't know, put a logo on it. A Logos logo, maybe.
But also I will say, Book 1.
Book 1 was
that
solid.
Was damn impressive.
That was a good set.
It was very funny too.
Very funny, yeah.
No, like it was an amazing show of faith.
Yeah.
Right? You have two of your newest writers with some of the best engineering they've ever had.
Yeah.
And then the promise of completing 01 at all costs, even digging so far into Saber's
line. Well, you gotta also think, he was ambitious because 2 of the figures from the set were from a movie they hadn't even released yet.
Right? Yeah. And, I mean, it probably helped that was, like, the earliest wave that they had ever done for a show.
Yeah.
During a pandemic.
You're right. Book 1 was very
As a result of a pandemic, admittedly, but still.
Book 1 was very solid.
Yeah.
Book 2 had Naki, so it was also the one with the hard Guardians. Or not hard Guardians.
That's true.
Hard. You know.
Yes. Yeah, invading Horseshoe Crab.
Yeah, you're the reason that I always accidentally call them hard Guardians, because you always go hard.
Hard. Yeah, and it comes with the very best Kamen Rider.
That's right.
Old lady saving child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the best.
Or Battle Raider or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Last question.
Mm-hmm.
Zmoibe asks, "What figure reveal completely surprised you? Like you had no idea it was even possible to do that character."
For me,
Saramiyu O was a big one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
For me, it would have to be maybe a kind of a tie. Okay, in terms of like what's really surprised me, but it wasn't because I didn't think they could do it. It was just the fact that they were doing it. Was Decade Complete in book 6?
Oh
because
man, that was
that
wild.
night that happened was insane. But like,
I would
in general, though,
I would even
about like I didn't think they could do it. Would maybe be like the Mirror Monsters that they just revealed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
I would even say Decade Complete Form 21 would have been a surprise, just because like we've had TTFC stuff come out that didn't get Soto attention.
That's true.
Like Kamen Rider Brain. I mean, admittedly, there was no drive for them to do that with. But like Gaim got some forums, and Soto Gaim has not yet gotten to those.
Yeah.
Maybe they will.
Yeah,
I have faith that they will.
Man, there are so many things here that we could talk about. Like we're barely.
I mean, both things I mentioned were just kind of recent things too, because they're new and fresh in my mind. But yeah, I mean, there's been numerous times over the years where we got something that I was really shocked to see. I know one that was pretty surprising. When they did the 01 Shooting Wolf in the complete box.
Oh, that was cool. Yes, very nice. I still need one.
Because at that point, I know that I was just like, no, it's fine that they can't do the concept art forms. There's too many of them at this point.
Yeah.
The pandemic happened. It's okay.
Yeah.
You can skip them.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do? One. We're going to do one.
Oh, there's like 12 of them. No, sir. All 13. cut to someone's eyebrows.
Oh, wait. This is not a figure reveal. The Rekka Daizanto.
Yes.
That was
really
yeah.
That's a really good one.
That was so wild.
Time will tell, but I'm gonna say retroactively that's even more surprising because we have not seen any mention of Yudo tying into it.
That's true.
That's the thing. I'm looking at it as like you're planning for something, aren't you? This isn't just for Decade, is it? This is synergy, isn't it? And then it's like we have not heard a thing about it.
True.
I don't see what you're seeing on that. Honestly, I don't.
Shinken Red. I don't know. Or at the very least, I feel like they would have. Maybe they'll get to it when they get like the first wave out for Yudo. But I feel like at the very least they could have just said, Zenkaiger. Here's a photo of Zenkaiger wielding the Rekka Daizanto. Just like at least acknowledging there's some synergy here if you're collecting Kamen Rider.
That's fair. I mean, that could definitely. I'll do that.
Yeah, it's because it's like the whole point of Zenkaiger's weapons is summon a team's power.
That's true.
So there you go.
Yeah, that would be cool.
It's funny we're getting this as the last question because what did I say earlier? You can't predict Soto becomes way more true with every reveal as we're talking about the King of Arthur.
Yes.
yeah. Like this escalated things to a point where I did not think.
You know what? This is the figure reveal. This is the one that answers the question of the most surprising one. Because
that's true.
Look, this episode's 3 hours long. I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. I'll give you a moment to sink in that we've been recording for 3 hours.
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
It's okay. I'll be editing this one.
It's 12:30 in the morning.
Sure.
I can't believe it.
Good.
Anyway, what I said earlier was that we, for very good reason, had all the logical explanation for why we were okay for them to skip this, because we've seen how the aftermarket prices went for even the premium Bandai time machines.
Yeah.
We've seen that the Breaking Mammoth was deliberately downscaled in budget because the last one didn't sell well. So it's like, by all means, this would be as cheap, if not non-existent.
Right.
But then they're like, no, it's the tallest Sodo. Also, it's not hollow. Again, fuck you.
Yeah, like, Sodo defies economy. So, Josh,
can that be the title?
the another...
You know what?
Sodo Pop episode 100. Sodo defies economy.
Sodo defies economy.
Part of what I've been doing with editing these episodes is also like doing time codes as well as like writing down possible titles. So I'll pay attention.
Damn.
To that.
All right. Perfect. But also, Josh, that means the another riders, I feel like, are still on the table.
Well, they're not because I want them, but
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say before. You said that they stopped it because you started collecting them. I feel like Bandai's response to you was, "We're gonna get Tomokazu Seki to come back, but we're deliberately not gonna have him say all the new Sentai names."
I'm sitting here holding the...
Don't worry, it doesn't have less play value.
I mean, I will say, even with that, the it's still pretty fun.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
but
could be even more fun with
the last
Sentai.
thing I'll say about the Another Riders is that another Ryuki was in Decade versus Geo. There's a reason. There's something you can tie into that.
And you can, if they did one more wave, then they would be able to just be like, okay, we can take a break on the budget by just having a recolor of this.
Yeah, do Ryuki.
Do
Ryuki,
that.
Do Ryuga, and then do another D end, because you can kind of reuse there too.
There you go.
And do another Geo too, because you can kind of start from that.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
I want
also
the
obvious ones.
Another Riders, easy, done. I mean, there's still plenty to do. Don't be done, but you have a good set.
Yeah.
Also, being the most greedy, if we're going back to the Build-A-Figure big guys, give me another Kuga.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know what? I've been saying before that it seems like a lot of the things that our Discord says is usually stuff that people get in the survey.
Mm-hmm.
People keep saying, sometimes it's a joke, but people keep saying another Kuga and Kamen Rider Core.
I mean, I want them.
Yeah, that's...
For Core, you don't even need most of a body. It's a good way to sell the Shokugan bases.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Brand synergy.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Guys, it's been 3 hours. It's been 100 episodes. I think we can put this first chapter of Soda Pop to rest. There's nothing new. That made it sound like things are changing. Nothing is changing outside of hopefully being more consistent. But you never know. Depression hits hard sometimes.
I was about to say, apparently the thing is changing is Josh might not be available for some episodes in coming months.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
That's not a change. That happens a lot. So thank you so much for not even listening to like 100 of these, because I don't even know if anyone has been here that long. But if you have, thank you. Oh my god.
All three of us haven't even been here that long.
But thank you for just... But, for those of you that have stuck around through some of this, or even some of the new people hopping on, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for... I was so scared that Malunis would ask people to ask us questions, and I was so scared that maybe nobody would say anything. But you absolutely blew my mind and extended this show another 2 hours. So that should speak to the I don't know, the generosity of just the community. I don't want to say that we've built, but that we've sort of fostered because of a mutual appreciation for such an amazing toy line. So yeah, I'm really appreciative that everyone who's been here has been here for as long as they have. I'm appreciative of you guys each and every week.
It's been a great time.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, you know, it's, I don't know, it's been wild what we've bore witness to with the blog. So yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Here's to another 100 maybe. And you know what? Next episode is 101. Maybe we should do like a tutorial episode or something. That might be funny.
We used to do a watch along of
No, if this was RR the Streets, absolutely. But this is not.
Hey, so it occurred to me while I was editing this episode that we didn't really do our usual outro. It's fine for the 100th to be a little bit more grand and thankful for the people listening. But I think it's still important to say, if you want to support the Black Lives Matter movement or stop anti-Asian violence, there's links in the description for that. With that being said, let's go back to Corey.
But yeah, anyway, thank you so much. I can't say that enough. I can't stress it enough. Would not be doing this had it not been for everybody else who loves this line. We're just happy to share that mutual appreciation with you guys on this platform. Thanks so much for listening. Keep it.
See ya.
Rejoice, the one to inherit all tokusatsu toys of space-time, the podcast who rules over the past and future. Its name is Soda Pop, and this is episode 100. That's what I said at the beginning.
Thank God I found the English button. Oh man.
That's all it took.
I've been looking
did we
forever.
Talk long enough for you, Corey, to finally find it?
Yeah.
Ole!
Kuga, Akito, Yuki, Fan, Play, Hibiki, Kabuto, Den, Kiba. Final Kamen Rider. Defies.
衝動は